Anyways, can you fix your mic? So we can. Thank God.
I'm just touching it.
So back to what you were saying.
I have to finish my apple now.
Oh my God. She made a start for no reason.
That's why you edit.
Do you see me edit the podcast? I don't edit the podcast. So, I don't know why y'all think this is something.
I'm saying, like, if there's extra at the beginning.
Here?
Do you want to do it or you want me to do it?
I want to do it. Because
I'm tired of you.
Because God knows.
Anyway, an adult date, to me, as of yesterday and today, is when a guy actually has intention and effort. So, like, they call you.
Smashing is intention. I know that.
They call you or contact you, and they're like, I would like to go on a date.
Oh, that's what I got to do?
And then they say, they try to get a day. Okay? Get a day. And then they get a time. Like, put this on a calendar. You know? Like, a date on the calendar date. You know? So then they get the date. And then they pick a place. You know?
Is this how you want it today?
And then, boom, by the end of the conversation, you have the place, the time. And for the adult date, for me these days, is dressing up. Like, I want to dress up. I'm done doing the basic general dates. You know? I'm done being basic.
What's wrong with y'all? Who wants to
I'm an advanced lady.
There's so many places in Houston you can
I want to dress up. There's plenty.
It's not, actually.
It is.
You got like
it's enough.
1 or 2 restaurants.
I don't even think I've been on a dress up date.
I be wearing shorts and t-shirts to all the restaurants, to be honest.
I've had some nice dates, but I want to go on a dress up date.
That's what, like, even Basu, like, even though they be trying to have them rinky-dink dress codes, I be just strolling up in there because I be like, hey, yo, I'm that man.
Like, I haven't been to Steak 48 yet.
Yeah, I was so happy that I went to Steak 48 before everybody else found out about it. Because I ain't see none of y'all.
Different?
Huh?
Oh.
No, I ain't had to see none of y'all. I started.
We know you're transracial. You have to remind us.
I started going to Steak 48 when they first opened. And then once I seen all y'all going there, I was like, never mind. And everybody who I used to go to Steak 48 started being like, never mind. And we all went and found different places. Look at you.
Can't even be around your people.
I can't. So the little French restaurant that's on the other side of Steak 48 that a lot of y'all don't realize is over there, I'll be over there.
Now you gotta find a new spot.
Huh?
They're gonna be over there.
You said what?
Now we gotta find a new spot.
They can't. Like Steak 48, they was already barely affording.
I
That over there.
I thought you were matching me today.
What the PV stuff?
Yeah. PV?
I met you on our first adult date.
No. What?
We're gonna
Did
go on
not
a
say
double.
that for you.
We're gonna go on a double date.
I'm just talking.
Now you already gave everybody the game now, fellas.
No, that was just
if
my
you want to get at
definition
Camille,
of that.
I am Camille Shawty. Saute.
Don't know how to spell that either.
I go to Akki and Friends, and her tag is in the bio.
No, I didn't say that.
At Houston CMOS Queen. Just act like you need some CMOS.
Oh my God.
Hit the number.
I was just.
It's gonna be her work phone, but you know, at least
You talk too much.
her up.
I'm gonna put you over there with Jada and Will. Little diarrhea Miles. Just talk too much.
Welcome back to Akki and Friends. My birthday Saturday, so we on one.
He 30, finally.
And you at 35, 36? Don't put your jacket on the light.
Oh my God. Can't do nothing discreetly on this show.
Everybody saw the light disappear. Oh, what's wrong with you? Oh, you wear a Mac? Okay. Look at you. You is a grown woman, all right?
Thank you for noticing, Akki.
Yeah,
Don't flatter me.
There you go. Yeah. She had me out at Ivy's farm this weekend working her little booth.
Yeah, shout out to Akki for pulling through.
They had this horse out there. I swear it looked like Camille. It was like this light-skinned horse. The hair was long and pretty. It was just gallop. It was thick. It was like, I was like, they should name that horse Camille. No?
I have no comment.
Then they had the other horse. It's the horse I think they use for breeding. It's their little stallion out there, right? And he came out there. The guy put him in the gate. First thing this horse did was drop down on the ground and start rolling in the dirt. And I was like, I ain't never seen no horses just rolling in dirt like this. And then he laid on his back and was like kicking his legs up in the air like a dog. And I was like, yeah, I ain't never seen a horse like, dude, act like this before. And the horse had some character. So I went over there and started trying to mess with him. And I was trying to pet him. And first he walked up and like gave me this little mean stare, and I was like, all right, just go on. And then finally he like started getting comfortable and like started letting me like just he stopped again, let me pet him, and then he came back around and let me pet him. So I was just like, you know what? I don't know. I got her uncle's number because it was his horse. And I was like, hey, he was like, the horse not gonna let you ride him. I was like, we'll figure it out. I was like, I'll figure out how to get on this horse. So my goal by the end of May is to ride that horse. Because the horse is kind of wild. We're going to figure it out. What? If I can put the saddle on the horse.
This is the third time I've heard this story. And I just got this image of...
This is the second time.
Whatever. Too many. One too many.
I only talked to you the day
Doesn't
before
matter.
Monday.
I got this... You said the horse, and I just thought about Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Greg, you know you're gonna laugh. Fine. Whatever, man.
Are you trying to fat shame me? Was that what that was? You was fat shaming?
It was just funny.
Humpty Dumpty. You know, Camille said she wouldn't talk to me because
funny.
I don't have an athletic body. And I had to explain to her, I'm like, baby girl, I'm still athletic around these parts. Like, first off, these legs, all muscle. This tummy, only thing that's fat. And I was just like, yo, I be mossing on the athletic guys. You know? When I play football, flag football on Sundays, I be like, on the athletic dudes, I had to be showing them. I'm like, yo, dude. They be like, oh, he fat. I be like, come pick on the fat boy if you want to. You're going to learn something today. And they be getting learned something today. They don't make it past the little yard that they catch it. You okay?
I didn't get much banter, so I'm keeping my comments to myself.
Yeah, keep your comments to yourself. Anyways. By the way, me working at Ivy's Farm was worth way more than the wings you bought.
I figured it was. I knew you would enjoy yourself.
No.
Oh, you're saying it costs more?
Yes.
Why?
Because
you enjoyed time with the horses.
I did that like after the fact. After it was like I was waiting. No, I'm talking about like the wind was terrible. I kept getting hit by caterpillars, spiders, and all other types of creatures that are not supposed to exist in Houston. It's only supposed to exist in the country. You know, PV, country areas, I'm used to that. Over here in Sunnyside, it ain't supposed to be over there.
It is. It's an undeveloped piece of land.
What? Sunnyside?
The farm.
No. No. What I realized, because I didn't realize, she's down the street from the actual, like, the other little, like, the 2 horse arenas. So there's, like, a rehab horse place where you can, like, go do, like, horse treatment, you know? Like, for, like, autism kids or something like that. Like, they do the horse therapy. That's what I'm looking for. So there's a horse therapy place down the street. And then there's the little, the Mexican arena where they do all they got the horses, the dancing, they be having all the big bands and stuff. It's down the street also. And then everybody on that same street got a horse farm.
Stop talking about these horses. Because I'm about to start laughing again. That was good. That visual. And you got this red shirt on too.
She tries. I don't know.
Shout out to Ivy Leaf Farms and Ivy and the Wall family for a great event this weekend.
Did I not send it?
What?
Oh, I did send it. Okay. You said, first off, Ivy, you're supposed to be on the show. You owe me a episode. I just want you to know this. We talked about it, and you never planned a date. We're gonna
Did
have
you
to
talk
get on
about it again this weekend?
No, because I forgot. Because I was trying to do what you sent me to do and sell your stuff. Okay?
I just knew you were going to bring
and
it
I had to
when you
work
saw her.
extra hard to sell your stuff because old dude was selling some stuff. Why you hit me? That hurt.
I'm so glad you were my child.
Stop it. I wish you was my...
Put your hands to yourself.
Why are you acting like... Why'd you punch me? That actually hurt.
Because you hit my thigh.
No, that one for real hurt.
Like, yeah, because you know better.
I'm going to give you a frog. Keep on.
You know better.
Greg, what's up? What you do this weekend, man?
I had a photo shoot this weekend.
You had a what?
Photo shoot.
Ah.
And yeah, I took some pretty cool pictures. Actually, I can show you my favorite one on my pad. I ain't gonna show the audience yet because I ain't posted it yet. But I'll show you the best one I took.
What was the theme? Or the...
It was someone's birthday.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
So this is my favorite picture I took.
Oh, that's really nice. She's beautiful. I like it.
That was.
Wait, Greg, I was literally looking at it. Hold on, man.
No, because you started looking past the photo.
I'm looking at the photo. No, I'm just looking at it. I look at people's photos. I look at the lighting. I take in a lot when I look at the photo. That's why I'm just like.
Yeah. I was shocked.
I look for the highlight. You know.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a good photo, Greg. That's nice.
Off my Panasonic.
You said what?
The Panasonic.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. If you have good lighting, you can kind of shoot on anything.
Well, and the flash too that it let me use, so that also helps.
Hey, you been using it on TTL?
Yeah.
You don't have high speed sync on your cameras?
Yeah.
You don't use it on high speed sync outside?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. When I use it, when I had to. Oh, that's the other thing I did. I took my cousin's photos this weekend. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was this. And I went to Art Car Parade. I've never been to the Art Car Parade.
Art car?
Yeah.
Like people put art on their cars?
Mm.
No, they turn their cars into art.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like
same thing.
Yeah.
It is. Thank you, Greg.
Nah, because they dress up and match the cars, and each car is like themed or whatever, you know.
That's cool.
Bumby had all his slabs out there. He was the Grand Marshal. I don't know. Bumby going for Houstonian of the Year this year for some reason.
Yeah. I thought it was cool. I saw this lady on YouTube who turned her car into a chia pet. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, no, the Art Car Parade, it was dope. I liked it.
When was that? Saturday?
Yeah, it was Saturday. What was it?
Time is flying.
Yeah, I'd never been. Like, I had never gone to Art Car Parade before. And the only reason we went is because we were, like, it was over there off of Allen Parkway. And we were at the park shooting. Like, we were at, like, the other side of Allen Parkway. Like, the other side on Memorial Drive. Mm-hmm. We were on that side shooting. And so we just walked under the bridge to go see it.
Oh, cool. So it was impromptu.
Yeah. I mean, my other cousins were over there. But, like we didn't have to go over there. Yeah. But we went over there, yeah.
That's cool. You take pictures?
No, not at all. I sat down and drank a little White Claw and sat there and just looked. And I was like, oh. You know?
That's good. Sounds like a great day.
Hey, Camille way older than us because she be going to like 150 weddings. I swear, like every weekend she had a wedding, baby shower, baby party, something. Wedding engagement, something. I was just like, yo, I'm like.
And that's only when I'm operating at 50% of my capacity of life. I imagine all your baby showers. I've been my full self. I had a ball.
Every weekend is something.
I had a ball.
She somewhere. What else you do this weekend? She was thotting it up at Basu.
I forgot about that one. Dang, I can't keep up.
You dressed kind of. You was dressed classy compared to everybody else.
You just be, I come direct with my slugs, kind of, sort of.
I was direct.
You be like,
I roundabout said you dressed classier than everybody else.
So what are you trying to say?
I said y'all was thotting it up. I didn't. Did I not say that?
You did.
You did.
Okay.
You did.
And I said you. I'm just saying, like, if
thank you, but no thank you, because now you talk about my friends. You give me a compliment and then you talk about my friends.
If I'm just saying the lineup, if I had to, like, you and Maya would be the only two I pull up out the lineup, and we can roll in what y'all had on, and all right. I don't know what my ex, what she was thinking over there. My ex future boo, what she was thinking. I don't know.
It's her birthday. Thought it up. Look, I'm preparing now. Give me 2 more months. I'm gonna be the thottiest of the thought. As far as the looks apartment, that's all I care about. I just wanna have the aesthetic.
You gonna come in here like that? You gonna give something for the show?
No,
stop it.
This is work.
We like 2 inches away from each other.
This is not a thotting environment.
This is definitely a thotting environment. You come thought it up in here?
No. thought out outside.
We would appreciate it.
I thought up outside.
This outside?
No, it's not.
We in the streets.
This your mama house.
What Greg say? I mean, what Drake say? Drake said, what's it called? You say you belong to the streets, but the streets belong to me. That's what he said. He said, you said you belong to the streets, but the streets belong to me. It's like home to me.
I can't stand Drake. I swear.
All right. Lloyd is gonna be fired. Lloyd got one more time. Lloyd on
How
thin
you
ice.
fired and you're not even hired?
That's what I'm trying to tell him. That's why I keep trying to tell him. I'm like, Lloyd, you doing a bad job at this job, man. I'm just, I had some questions for him today too, because I seen some stuff on the Instagram, so I had some questions for one of his photos on the Instagram. Actually, hold on, let me see. Let me see if he's still coming, because how you talk to Chanel, that's how I want you to talk to me. That's why I was just thinking about the song.
Your hand just getting out of line.
I just pipe down. That's what, baby, pipe down.
That's you. That's what you do.
I need you to pipe down.
What? I'm so confused.
All right, so before I go into our topic today is moral victories, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the real I couldn't find a synonym or something, because it was gonna be at first I was gonna do moral victories versus whatever, but then I was like I'm just gonna leave it at moral victories, because I'm like, I think we need to stop. We need to stop being happy with the moral victories, and we need to stop that shouldn't be our goal, our goalpost, It shouldn't be the moral victory. And when I say moral victories, I'm talking about us being happy because somebody black and they did something.
That's a moral victory? That's not how I imagine moral victory.
How do you imagine it?
Let me look up the word moral to make sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Continue.
I think moral victory itself is a definition also.
Oh, okay. Continue while I look it up.
Somebody being the first woman do something, the first black man, all that stuff, right? Mm. And I'm just I think we get entroped in this narrative.
Yeah, it's what I thought it was. I just had to verify.
We get entroped in this narrative of our kids or us, or we can't do something just because we ain't seen nobody else that look like us do it. Mm. And I'm like, that ain't totally true if you're actually true history buff, Mm. We've seen everybody do everything 101 times. We've seen black kings and queens. We've seen. America had a black president before. It just wasn't America yet.
It does clear it up when you look at moral victory.
Yeah, that's what.
But when I separate the words, I don't agree.
Yeah, moral is one thing. Moral victory is a whole nother.
That's why I like it the way I think of it, as the two separate words, and therefore I don't define it that way. But I see how they're defining it, so I see why you used it the way you used it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Because I was about to have an issue, but thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So
I disagree with all y'all definitions. Continue.
Look here, Corella. Calm down. Okay. Pipe down. I have an issue with the moral victories that we be trying to have. Because sometimes our moral victories ain't really good victories for people in the long run, especially our people, and then I also as I grow and get older and just think back on the past. I think about conversations. I'm not 30 yet.
But about to be.
1 a.m. on Saturday, I'll be 30.
Look up his stuff, y'all. He didn't gave it out to you though.
Aries, Capricorn, I think.
They could just pull all your stuff up now.
What, Virgo, I think? Something like that.
Oh, you got Virgo on your chart?
No. I don't know. It's like Aries, Capricorn. I gotta look. I think it is Virgo on my chart, actually, yeah. But, you threw me off talking about charts. What was I saying, Greg? Help me.
You said that moral victory is not good for our people in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Back to what I was saying. Growing up, right? So, I realized, back, in high school and stuff, right? Like high school is when you first come into political realization of the world. You know, because that's when when you're a freshman, you kind of get in touch with seniors on down, right? When you turn 16 and you're a sophomore or junior, when you turn 16, right? You get your first job, some of us, right? And then at your first job, you typically got people who are in college or in their, there's an age gap there, right? So you kind of getting a taste of new experiences, different people in different backgrounds, different ideologies, right? Mm-hmm. And so from there, you start to see a world in a different light depending on where you are and depending on who you're working with, depending on who you're talking to, just the circle the environment you're in, And for me, I remember a conversation I had that when I worked at the Y about being a liberal or conservative or Republican and Democrats and just breaking down the different meaning in all four and exactly who, the hard lines that people were having, let's be, the term left and right really came out. It's been there this whole time, but it really has hit a new level in meaning.
Has it?
Yeah, with the arrival of Trump.
Because I remember growing up in here. If I didn't know anything about politics, I knew about the right and left wing.
No, I'm saying it has become more of a mainstream talking point. But it wasn't as talked. You didn't hear, leftist, right wing, blah, blah, blah.
I feel like it just got brought back up to the surface. It was there, and then it kind of went away, and now it's back.
It was there. It wasn't there.
Because if I knew about it as elementary school, I don't be paying attention like that either.
No.
So it was.
I'm not saying it wasn't there. I'm saying, it's
no, I'm just saying spiked back up.
Shoved down our throat like that.
Yeah, not since.
I don't know if it was ever shoved down our throat like that. But I can't remember.
You're just turning 30, so that's why.
I mean, yeah, but I still can't, our education is not that far apart. There's a 4-year difference in us?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
but still.
You would have been a senior when I was a freshman.
Yeah, but it's 4 years is a lot when you're younger.
Hey, crazy part is I just thought about it. I would have tried to holler at her if she was in high school with me. That's just that's the gonads I had back then.
What? I mean, you technically went to in college, so what's the difference?
No, I actually never talked to you.
Yeah, I said you wanted to, though.
I never wanted to. I actually didn't like you at PV.
Oh, good.
Not like that. It. What? I mean, that's cool. I mean, I'm not saying you wasn't bad or you didn't look good or anything.
I didn't say that. I just said good.
I just, you had one of the finest Delta lines of all time.
That's the only one you had known.
You said what?
That's the only one you had known.
No, it's not. It's not the only one I knew. I knew Rice's line.
Okay.
I knew all the lines before you. Trust me. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Apologize. Yeah. I've been at PV a long time. I was at PV way before you was.
No, I was there way before you were. Hunte.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, okay. What makes you think that?
What makes me know that? Just know that.
No, I'm asking you. What makes you think that?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I have layers that you don't know about.
I do too. So what you? So see if we
no,
just.
you.
So Moral Victories.
Thank you, Greg.
Because she was gonna go on a tangent. You
no,
see
I
this?
wasn't. That's you, Will and Jada. That just be airing out y'all laundry.
Moral Victories. See this?
What victory they got that I don't agree with?
Moral Victory.
Continue now.
Will morally slap. He won the moral half of slapping Chris
he?
Rock. I don't know. Actually.
I don't think so. I think that was a loss.
Yeah, I mean.
But go ahead, get to the point of your moral victory. The overall point.
Back to my leftist and rightist point.
First...
Stop interrupting me real quick. Let me get my thought out real quick. The leftist and rightist thing, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So I had the whole conversation with the liberal and conservative. I'm like, I felt like myself at the time was like a liberal conservative, right? Because, I was like, I learned I'm a progressive conservative.
Okay.
That is more of what I am. Because I do believe in the progression and progress of man and us moving forward. But I also believe that we should hold certain values at a certain standpoint. Because when you don't believe in anything, you'll believe in everything.
Yeah. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
That's actually what I was looking for. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good backup. Teamwork. All right.
Makes the dream work.
But like I realized like back then I didn't quite understand, when we had the conversation, because I was having a conversation with people who were like, they were in college or they had graduated from college. They were just way older than me, and their life had brought them to working at a pool. Right. And so we were having a conversation of that was her that we saw at the restaurant that night also when we were at the Mexican restaurant, and I was like,
just stay on task.
Well, it was her who had the conversation with though. It was her and her husband now actually. But like I realized like liberal, I didn't understand the true meaning of what a liberal was. Right? What a conservative really is, what a progressive is, what a moderate is. Republican, Democrats, what those words actually mean and hold,
I do and I don't.
I don't think a lot of people do. I don't think a lot of people.
But I don't know if they're completely all the way accurate.
No, I don't think. I think people fit those names into whatever their ideology is and whatever their narrative is, and runs with it. Mm-hmm. And so they roll with whatever they feel like they agree with the most. Not necessarily the right one, not necessarily the wrong. What they agree with the most. And
what they think they agree with the most.
Yeah.
Because they coming from their own ideology.
Right.
And so could be wrong.
Right. And so they stick to a hardcore line of, I'm with them right or wrong. I'm here. I'm rolling with them. And the other side is always wrong no matter what. Right. Now, to the first moral victory recently I want to talk about that really made me come up with the subject, right? So I was like, I went to my grandma's house Friday, right? Because it was my grandpa's birthday. We went over there, said happy birthday, right? And they were talking about the new Supreme Court Justice, Judge Ketanji Brown, right? Jackson Brown Jackson. Is it Jackson or Brown?
I think Jackson's the last name.
Ketanji Brown Jackson.
I would say it's that order.
I think it's that order, right?
Isn't it doctor or something? Judge Ketanji.
Judge Ketanji
Brown
Jackson. Yes. So they were talking about her on the news and everything. Older black people, they're like, yeah, we got a black, blah blah blah, and we were watching MSNBC, which I watch CNBC because they did like the best business channel to watch, right?
Right. True.
I don't watch MSNBC because they're like a little bit. They're worse on the spectrum than CNN is. Right. So it's like when you talk about left. ABC's in the middle, right? No, I'm serious. Like ABC in the middle. ABC kind of gives you a fair shake. Yeah, they try to remain neutral. They be leaning more left than they do right most of the times, but they sit in the middle. They don't have a dog in the fight. Fox obviously is on the right, MSNBC and CNN left, right?
So they're the most acidic. If we're looking at a pH table, we got ABC in the middle is neutral.
Yes.
And then the low pH is acidic.
Yes.
So that's who? CNN?
Yeah.
And then our basic more alkaline is
Fox. Sure, yes.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
Fox over there?
Oh, wait. No. I mean MSNBC. I don't know. No.
They all toxic.
Everybody bad. I don't know. Everybody actually on the acidic timeline.
So we just got an acidic table. Yeah. And it's like, are you less or more acidic? Yeah. Damn.
We don't have an actual, nobody's on the other side. We don't have a good pH balance, honestly.
Damn.
But, we were watching, and like Joy Reid was on and all them, and they were sitting here talking about all the Republicans. And then they also, like, I've seen people play the whole like little mashup where the Republicans like, I think you're highly educated, blah, 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 blah. But I'm going to say no to voting for you and all this other stuff. And I was just like, I was sitting there, I was like, first off, the bad news company, well, all of them bad, but the left news companies have been talking about how bad the Republicans treated her, right? As if she got treated any differently than the Democrats treated the other two candidates.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
Right. And it's like, I was, I was sitting there and I just looked at my grandma. I'm like, hey, do we not like watch this? I like, did y'all not watch this live? Like any of the hearings live? I'm like,
probably not.
I'm like, they treated them like she got the same treatment as the other two Republicans, if not worse. Like, if we're gonna just if we're gonna go on this moral victory high ground standpoint, Brett Kavanaugh had to go through a whole trial hearing. Because of allegations that he had, of high school. Which, I mean, like, God forbid anybody try to hold us to anything we did in high school.
Well, unfortunately for the internet.
I'm just saying,
Lord.
The internet, let's hold the internet. God forbid we hold anybody on the internet to, like, you know how much dumb stuff all of us did in high school? Like, just everybody across the board.
I'm thankful that most of my stuff is college and beyond.
Your dumb stuff?
Like my recorded internet stuff, He
didn't even have internet when he was growing up. This is just
no, I know. But
this was some woman.
No, I'm just saying because now they can pull up all your stuff.
But I'm just like that was someone. I know that's why I've been like scrolling my Facebook. Like, oh my god, I like. Well, so this is also part of my moral victories conversation.
Well, continue him.
The judge.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, stop getting me off topic. At
least I help you back.
We had layers to this. Well, no, I'm just so like Brett Kavanaugh. This is really coming from a girl who yearbook he signed and all that. Like, yeah, I know.
That's something he wrote in her yearbook.
I don't like.
So she went in her mama closet.
No. Like he didn't write nothing bad, but she said he sexually assaulted her in high school, and I'm just
okay.
Yo, like, there's a reason statute of limitation is there, but hey, bro, like. I'm gonna be honest. It's again environment, right? Like high school breeds a very toxic environment. Yeah. For men and women, right? Mm-hmm. Because at that time you're sexually learning yourself, but nobody's actually teaching you about what sex is, sexuality. Like nobody's teaching you anything about that.
Denial.
They don't want you to have sex. They want you to be a virgin. They want you to practice abstinence. All that good stuff, right? They're in true.
But TV wants you to be like a little
little
TV hot dog.
Be now. Yeah, but
they've always done that.
That's a different. That goes to our. They go. Most of the writers on these shows are
hot dogs.
Nah. I don't even want to get into that topic right now. That'll be hot. That's later on this. Either way, like. High school, as a child, right? We should be offered some type of grace on anything we do. Because we just don't know. As an adult, it's a little bit different because I expect you to know more.
You should learn something by now.
Yes. As you grow, a wise man once told me, he was like, as you know better, you do better.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, once you reach a certain age in your adulthood, you're in charge of your own education and knowledge. So whatever you haven't learned, you need to fill in those gaps.
Right.
And do more. Now, when you're a child, young adult, teenager, then, you can't be held to the same bar because, you're in a space where people are pouring into you and providing you with knowledge to better help yourself. So, you can't really hate on somebody at that age for not knowing something.
Correct. And so...
Or knowing better,
And that goes into, like, even the areas of sexual assault, rape, stuff like that, right? Like, it's one thing to, like, flat out rape a girl. Like she's fighting you, and you're saying, no, and you still force it on her or whatever, right? It's one thing to do that in high school. It's another thing when it's like we were guys, we were stupid. We grabbed girls' butts and all this other stuff just for no, like we sit there, slap on girls. Like,
don't make it right.
I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is,
like because we've gone through that, actually, it should be stopped by now, or at least better.
Right.
Because people should have reached back and
and that's
said,
what I'm saying.
Hey, I did that. That's not cool.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't do that. We don't hold ourselves accountable.
And that's, I never said it was right.
No, I know.
It's bred in a certain type of culture, though.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like it's just that one guy doing it, it's an entire culture
Yeah, it is.
of things going on.
None of us are taking accountability.
It's the section, it's like, right. Well,
for our children.
Right. And that's where it's somebody should have went back and been like, hey, yo, that ain't cool. You shouldn't do that to women.
Yeah, you do that as a parent.
Like, well, no, I mean, not even a mentor. It's somebody older than you. Like, even the teachers, right? They can handle that better. Like I had one teacher at Lamar. She knew who the hussies were and who wasn't. She actually she went to PV, graduated from PV. She was a Zeta and everything. Her name
just be calling people out. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, she Miss Dixon. Yeah, I call her out. No, cause she was funny. That was my dog. She used to let me come in late from lunch and everything, cause I bring her some cookies from Subway. Mm-hmm. She was like, she was like, come here, let me talk to you. I came in one day with some Subway. So look.
You wonder how we get off subject.
No, I'm just saying. She was like, from now on, I'm trying to give you her personality though, cause she was like, from now on, she was like, I don't care if you come in late, cause you went to go get some eat. She was like, but bring me a little something on the side. I'm like, I got you, She's like, I like oatmeal raisin cookies. I'm like, I got you, baby. Guess who always had some oatmeal raisin cookies? It was a little girl in our class. She was a wild one, but like one day we was like writing. She was like, I don't know why we were doing. We used to do some dumb stuff, right? I was like writing. We were like riding on her legs or whatever, right? And I wrote something like right here.
I bet you
in
did.
In the thigh, And one little boy, he was a freshman, and I was just like,
Who were you? A junior, senior?
It was a senior. I should know better, right?
You still? I mean,
no. I mean,
I'm just gonna leave you alone. Go ahead.
I'm gonna fight you at the end of this podcast. We are. No, I'm just like. Look, it was consensual.
You wrote on her thigh, yes.
It was consensual that I could write where I wrote at, right? But the teacher was like, hey, you shouldn't be messing with little girls like that and all this other stuff. And I was just like, understood, take it,
Because y'all be knowing better. That's why I want to say, like, you might not know, but things inside of you tell you when something's not right.
Be clear.
But no, when you were talking about...
That one I was trying to smash.
No, when we were talking about the rape earlier, like high school versus an adult, like, they be knowing, they just don't listen. Because it's like, you might not know something knowledgeably, like,
ignorance.
Like, tangibly, right? But morally and you're conscious, like, you kind of be knowing when you do stuff.
I can't even say that.
But you do it anyway. You kind of like, a part of you is kind of like, I shouldn't, but you choose to do it anyway.
Again, can't say that.
I mean, some people's, their stuff is blocked.
Most high school guys' stuff is blocked. Especially because girls like her would be throwing it at you. But then you got other girls who you might like or something that ain't. And so, you might...
I'm talking about the rape. I was talking in relation to the rape. That's what I was talking about.
No, rape is... but even then...
assault.
Hold on, no. Even then, like, the rape and sexual assault piece, right? There's still some type of blinders there on high school boys.
I understand that. But there's something in them that, like, you get to a point where it's just like, this is wrong. But you're overriding it with society. You're overriding it with what you think is what you've been told.
Because nobody's there to course correct you. Correct.
But something's wrong. You're just ignoring it.
Again, but how am I supposed to know something wrong if there's a blinder there that I can't even sense that is wrong?
Because you've put your ego and everything else into overdrive.
I don't know a sense from wrong and right at that point. That's what, like, high school
they
is
have an idea.
High school for men and women are the most vulnerable time.
You're not that old, but you old enough at that age to have discernment.
No,
but then they override it.
You can't have discernment when girls, like, there's certain girls around you that are just that easy. You can't have, like, when your ego's in overdrive, you don't hear the words no. You know what I'm saying?
You need to check your ego. That's the problem.
I'm not, and granted, I'm not trying to give an excuse.
I know you're not.
We're just having a conversation. I'm saying, like,
it's a conversation that needs to be had.
Kids on that level can't check themselves innerly. They have to be checked from somebody on the outside.
And that's why I said,
and it has
as
to come,
a parent, you have to, because you should be instilling these things in your child before they even reach that age.
Well, a parent is one thing, because you can.
Just any adult that's around.
I wouldn't say adult. You need somebody who you like. It has to be somebody that they respect. People can add on top of it. Yeah. And it has to be somebody they respect and somebody who they listen to, right? Like there's a number of football coaches who I wouldn't have listened to if they told me anything. There's a certain number of football coaches like we had one football coach. He knew about all the stupid stuff we was doing and all the stuff, and like he checked us. Like if we got out of line, he'd come talk to us about it, and
That's good.
it'd be like an older homie or something, like an OG, like, hey yo, like, let me explain to you something. Cause I mean, hey, we knew he was a pimp too, so we knew how we had respect for him, like he was one of the coaches that we was like, all right, we know you understand us,
Which is good.
Right.
You need that.
And so, he'd be like, hey, yo, dog, y'all shouldn't be, and those are the voices you need in your head to stop you. Like
the reinforcement.
Right.
But you need it growing, and then you need the people to reinforce it as you grow. Like I'm saying, you need it as you mature, and then you need the people like him to help, along the way.
I got you, but those voices, like the inner voice, your inner voice don't start kicking into college. I promise you. It
people
doesn't.
Can help develop it. If you have the right nurturing and the right people to like guide that spiritual part of yourself, it doesn't have to wait till you're an adult.
No, I agree with you.
It's just that we're not doing that. So that's why our generation has not really tapped into it until older age.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't think many people are doing that. I mean, I think our generation is starting doing it with our kids.
I'm doing it with my kids
I don't
have yet.
I don't think a lot of people have reached that level yet of
self-awareness, spirituality,
right.
understanding.
Like I started having self-awareness.
That's good.
In high school, because of like some of the older people who I was around, I respected. We had these conversations, talks, all that stuff. Like even people I worked with at the Y. Or stuff. Like stuff happened. We had conversations about things. And so it's like the more knowledge you gain, and the more you know, turn towards right you are. The better you can process things.
But going back to Judge Jackson.
Jackson?
Your moral victory. What do you want to say about it?
It was okay, so first off, I think there's only been like 50 Supreme Court judges throughout the U.S. history, right? That ain't, like, considering that's a lifetime in seat, that's not a lot of people.
Right.
I think out of that, maybe like 5 or something been women, and then like 2 have been like black men. Right. And it's like, it's not like that seat itself is not it's an important seat, but I think like the makeup, like, because people make a big deal, and I even think with presidents, people make a big deal, this like big flabbergasting of, all these white men, and I'm like, hey yo, y'all make it seem like American history just wasn't what it was. Y'all make it seem like y'all don't benefit from American history being the way it is.
What do you mean? Benefit how? Who benefits how?
The white people who complain, who pander towards, equal rights and all this stuff for everybody now. Those people, plus the black people who like, we've had it bad, but we also haven't had it bad. Like the later generations haven't had it as bad as the older generations,
Okay.
And then there's also just loss and missed opportunities. And it's like at this point in time, like right now, today, it's like, who's stopping me more? The white man or my own family who could help me,
I mean, at some point when you become an adult, you're the only person stopping yourself.
Sure. We can roll with that. Yes. 100%. I'm just talking about like just external help though.
Yeah, I don't understand what you're saying. What kind of help do you need?
Anybody. I mean, like
financial help?
Any help. Yeah, financial, like, like who can I blame for my financial predicament at this moment? Or nobody, can I blame? Nobody but yourself, really, right?
Especially by 30. Maybe in your 20s, because you could have been set up better, right? But I feel like in between that decade, you could kind of rewrite some stuff
I think
and
by
put
30,
yourself back on path.
I think by 35, yeah. But at 30, no, because you're still, like, if you weren't set up properly in your 20s, like...
No, because technically, if you went the traditional route, you graduated college at what age?
21, 22.
So yeah, 22-ish.
Yeah.
23 late.
Sure.
So you have 7 years to try to get some stuff together and be good by 30. So you can only blame yourself.
I mean, even like there's a lot of different pieces to the scenario.
There's a lot of layers that come.
Yeah.
I feel like
there's a lot of variables that happen in between 7 years.
Like, I feel like if people are pulling you down, yes.
I mean, sometimes people's advice
but I feel like reaching out for stuff when you can like figure out ways to get it, like, you know, I feel like a lot of people expect people to do things for them.
And I feel like a lot of people, people do expect people to do things for them.
And it's just like, why? You have an able-bodied mouth, arms, and legs.
You
and
only
brain,
get ahead
and
of
now
life.
A degree if you went through
Again,
college.
You only get ahead of life when there's actually help. Like, there's nobody who hasn't gotten where they got without help.
Yeah, but you can get help from a lot of avenues. And I feel like people fixate on certain avenues instead of looking at all the different ones you have available to you. And that's why I say it's if it, especially by then, because I could drop it. But I'm going to give y'all grace and give 30 and just say that I feel like people would pigeonhole their perspective on where help should come from instead of widening that lens to say there's all types of avenues I could use to help me get where I want to be. It's just broadening your perspective of like how to get there.
I see that. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Because like you could think money don't grow on trees. But then there's other people who think money does grow on trees and they act accordingly.
Literally speaking, money does grow on trees, but that's a different topic.
It's all about perspective.
Yeah, just literally it does grow on trees.
But that's, it's not what I'm saying.
I know it's not. I know it's not what you're saying. I'm just in a literal standpoint.
But just like, if anything and everything can make you money. If a person can stand on a corner and sell water bottles and make some money, then you can find plenty of different ways to find things to fund your dream and fund the things you want to do. You just have to get creative and use your imagination and use your will and your hustle. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, you need a little bit of luck too.
Luck, well, I feel like luck is all a part of you and your spirit. If your spirit's clogged, you're not going to attract much luck because you have a lot of things that's attracting negative. So you have to create a positive flow of energy and positive mindset and manifestation in order for luck. But if you're always down and negative and on yourself, then that's what you're going to attract. You have to always look at your cup half full. Most people that do that are more lucky versus a person who always looks at it half empty. So it's our perspective. You're only ever in your own way.
I feel that.
If we really, really get down to nitty gritty.
No, I got you.
I know.
I agree with you.
I just wanted to close that.
agree with you.
But go ahead.
I was just saying, like, there is. What was I saying? Oh, I was just saying, as far as people who are stopping you from doing, like, or like you might feel who's stopping you or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm saying at this point, like, in America, there is, to your point, there is nobody stopping you but you. Yes. Yeah,
but continue on your how you want to say it.
I was just saying. Well, no, I was just saying, like, I shouldn't look like towards anybody. I shouldn't have to look outside the black community to invest or help to do things. Right. I should be able to find those people in the black community because we have those people in the black community. But, however, because the mindset that we, people have or something like that, or even the whole, like, even
crabs
on your natural,
crabs in the bucket.
I wouldn't even say that. I mean, yes, but I wouldn't use that terminology.
Gotcha.
But to your whole, like, get it yourself thing, right? It's like you can only go so far to do certain things without help.
But you're getting help just in different ways. Because it's like doing the same thing over and over again, accepting a different result is insanity. And I feel like a lot of people keep pushing the same thing, expecting more when, like, it's only 10 cents. Why are you trying to get 50 cents out of 10 cents? Go somewhere else that can provide that.
Correct.
And then you be that person to be be the person that you wish you had.
I have you, but what I'm saying is, those same people will sit here and we get a Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, right? And we call that a victory, and then try to say, you see how bad America treated her, such a black woman. She had all these, like, to be honest, out of all the Supreme Court justices, her credit, her resume, her credentials are the best out of everybody who sits on the Supreme Court right now.
Yeah.
However, out of the last 3 people who have been nominated, none of those 3 should be sitting on the court. Her, the other Amy Cole, whatever the woman's name is, and Brett Kavanaugh. None of those 3 should be sitting there because of their. Well, Amy she really doesn't have the credentials to sit on there at all. Right. Brett Kavanaugh, although he has the credentials, he sits in the same boat as Ketanji, to where their actual ideology that they need to, in order to like call cases and rule on cases and stuff like that, sit far out of the spectrum that you need to sit in that to be a Supreme Court judge, right? Like the terminology of we have a conservative court because we have more conservative judges, judges than liberal judges. That should never be a terminology for how we describe a court, you know?
Oh, it should be balanced?
It should always be, no, everybody on the court should remain neutral to the law. Because it's your job to, A, interpret the law, B, uphold it, and C, change it if it needs to be changed. And, to change it if it needs, well, Congress' job is to kind of change it. But their job is to uphold the Constitution of America. Mm-hmm. Their job is to uphold American values. Their job is to remain neutral on cases that get brought to them, and not to side and sway because they're conservative or they're liberal,
But isn't someone always going to have a perspective? And then when they do their job, they're supposed to put that perspective behind them.
Yes. That is the way that you hope the world works, and that's the way you hope the Supreme Court works. But the same as abortion advocates worried about Brett Kavanaugh and Amy Cole, like the court turning conservative and them overturning Roe versus Wade, right? You also have, is Roe v. Wade? Yeah, right?
That's the education one, right?
No. Roe v. Wade is the abortion. Roe v. Wade is abortion, right?
Oh, we need a history lesson.
I got it.
I'm almost for sure I'm right.
Which one I'm thinking of?
Or maybe I'm right. Maybe you're right and I'm wrong. Maybe I'm
I know that one.
Maybe I'm misconstruing it for something.
No, Roe v. Wade is abortion.
Thank you. Okay.
What's the one I'm thinking about?
I know I'm educated.
You better in history. Shut up. I'll give you that. You ain't gotta talk about me. That's the thing that popped in my head. It's that one and another one. And
no, what you're thinking of is
Brown something.
Yeah, it's Brown versus the Board of Education.
At least I had half of it. Whoop, whoop.
But yeah, no, like with Ketanji, the conservative Republicans, right? Those people, the left, at the right. Their issue with her is they claim that she is too.
What is she? Democrat?
She's a Democrat, yeah, but they claim that she's too left leaning, right? And so that's what they.
Are they basing this off of her, or are they basing off her occupation and her decisions in her occupation? Because those are two very distinct, different things. Just because I say things in my personal life doesn't mean that that's how I will uphold things.
I think it's both.
In my professional life.
No, I think it's both.
Because I can separate.
Again, I think it's both. Because they asked her questions on how she would go about weighing certain. Oh
yeah, because that's what the hearing's about,
right? Yeah. So they asked her about critical race theory, which I'm pretty sure will make it to the Supreme Court as a case, And she didn't want to give a final
answer. She didn't
want to give a final answer on that, They asked her about the whole biological woman question. She was like,
I didn't like that answer.
She didn't give an answer on it, right? Oh, well, yeah, she gave an answer, but it was a vague. It was like it wasn't. I'm not a doctor. which
Yeah, I didn't like that.
technically
I wanted.
Not biologists.
Well,
Yeah.
So funny thing is, technically, once you have your, like, it's a judicial doctors like that lawyers get. So technically, you are a doctor.
Yeah, but you know what she meant. MD, medical doctor.
Yeah, I mean,
and
I got you.
Jurisdiction,
No,
whatever.
I got you. MD. is
So
different.
what you're saying is irrelevant.
I was just saying, technically, lawyers are doctors, but
But no. But
they can get sued for. It's not
Yeah, but
malpractice,
it's not
but they get sued for
it's not the same.
the equivalent of
You're
malpractice.
comparing apples and oranges. But just like the people that do. But anyway.
I am comparing apples and oranges, but in this case, she knows she's a woman.
Oh wait, that's why. So I had tried to tune in, right?
Right.
To the, because I was like, I want to start paying attention to these things so I can have valid points, because most of the time I just like leave this stuff because I got stuff to do. But I was like, let me try to input myself into life in America and the little petty conversations y'all be having, because that's all these be. Anyway,
These are like conversations that will change your
No, I know they are
of living in
but
America.
but it do be gossip. Like I've noticed that politics is like really petty, and government things are very petty and just so gossipy to the point where it's like no wonder I've stayed away, because I'm about to blow all y'all up because y'all pissing me off.
Come on.
Don't rush me when you
No,
taking
I was
all
just
time.
back on subject.
I was about to, but I was on subject. So anyway, I was gonna watch it, but I kind of ran out of time, and trying to watch it. So anyway, doesn't matter. When I saw the question about the trans, like that was a very specific question. Like that did not need a vague answer. I did not like the way she answered it, because there was an answer to that question. And it wasn't like I don't know. It was a clear answer to that question versus whatever the one you brought up, I don't know, because I didn't see that question, so I can't really weigh on it.
What, the critical race theory one?
Yeah, because it's like sometimes if people ask you stuff, you do kind of have to keep it vague because it's on a case-by-case basis, right? But if they did ask a specific question like they did here, then don't be giving me no vague answer.
Ted asked a specific question, but he was also... There was some propaganda thrown in there too.
Oh, see.
So
and
it
that's where
got mixed,
hard.
right? It got mixed up.
But on that trans thing, it's like I don't like that, because it's like
It's
can
a specific
give.
question,
Yeah,
right.
it is a specific question, has a specific answer, so you can't be vague, because this is for a position where people do want to see your perspective on things. So you can't. So there's a time to be politically correct, right? Which is basically not answering the question and being vague and answering the way you want people to answer because you're trying to get to what you want to get to.
Right.
And there's a time where you say what your stance is, because this is a big position, where people need to know, because you're going to be representing and at least want an idea of when cases come. Like you have an idea where everyone stands on the court, but we don't know where you stand because you playing vague games.
Right. And
I just said that because I had
well,
to.
no. Because even to that, so like people got mad at her being questioned about like her cases where she's given different. And granted, I haven't looked into cases. Some of these,
I want to look into them.
so like some of the like pedophile cases that she's tried, and she's given lenient sentences on certain people and stuff like that. I haven't looked into them, but gut feeling tells me some of these were not adults per se, if that makes sense. Because they have been trying like high schoolers and stuff, and this goes back to my what's done
case
in
by
high
case
school.
basis. You gotta look at that. I feel like a lot of people don't look at context. I feel like we live in a world, even social media, people love to throw out like headliners and stuff, and say things without knowing exactly what's going on.
Like the whole child pornography thing with like high school and stuff like that and all that stuff. Like, yeah, and I mean, it's a thing in high school. High schoolers send photos. High schoolers send nudes. A lot of them don't know that they can't do that because nobody tells them that they shouldn't do that, or that it's child porn, or that they understand it as child porn because they're having sex. So they are not understanding that, oh, this is child porn, even though it's being sent from minor to minor. Right. So, I feel like some of those cases might be what those cases are and why she was lenient on the sentence. Other cases, I don't know. I haven't looked into her cases, so I don't know. But she was getting questioned on the lenient sentencing, and you know, one of her answers was like kind of putting it back on them, on Congress. She's like, well, these are like the minimum guidelines y'all gave us, and it's like, yeah, but there's minimums and then there's maximum. Like you can go up and you know, you can go up, and it's like she went below what the DAs or people were even had what's that requested.
She went. Were you talking about the sentencing? Like she went below the min and the max?
No, she went. I think she went with the minimum, but not with the suggested. You know what? Not with the suggested sentencing. She always went below whatever this. Yeah. And
consistently.
So, yeah, and then also like I hate the whole like. I hate because like somebody said she was like was American Dream or something like that. And I'm like, are you really the American Dream when your dad was a lawyer? You went to Harvard for undergrad and law school.
You're born into money.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, that is the dream. Because the dream is to elevate your family, put them at a good starting point, and then excel from there. Depends on what perspective you're coming from.
No. That's not what I was told.
I'm not saying she's not the American Dream at all. I'm not saying, like, yes, how she has elevated in life and how she's gotten to where she is exactly how you should kind of be pushed. And like her parents did the right thing, which in turn led her to be able to do the right thing.
To do more, yeah.
To get to where she is now, being even able to be talked about to be a Supreme Court justice, you know, or well now nominated and now put into the Supreme Court, and now she's a Supreme Court justice, you know. It's not. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, let's be cool. Like, let's be careful of the victories that we try to claim are victories when they might not be the right thing for us in the long run.
Yeah, I see it both ways. I see it as like, one, I feel like a lot of people get caught up on accolades.
They do.
And what's on paper.
They do.
Without realizing who the person is.
Yep.
Because just because you fit a stereotype, a look, a degree, a title, a lifestyle doesn't mean that you are the best, because I need to see how you are on the inside. I need to see like your morale. I need to see your beliefs. I need to see your decision making. I need to see your critical thinking. Those are things that are important to me, because a lot of people can dress up like something and play off like they're this, and that, you know? So just like, I feel like a lot of people get caught up on like, well, they're this and this and that. So I have to see you as a person beyond what you show exteriorly, tangibly. There's that. So that's why I don't really like bandwagons like that. Although I do also see the positive in having the representation and finally having a black woman as a Supreme Court. Because, yeah, depending on how it goes, it could go good or bad, but the representation will last. And kids will be able to see like, oh my gosh, this is the first black Supreme Court justice, and you know, I want to do that, and just pulls a whole nother branch of people to like want to excel and be that. So therefore, even if that person does do bad, you have another person behind them to fulfill that and possibly do much better. Yeah. You know, so that's why I appreciate it, as well as I don't know, I feel like it even helps us adults, you know, like seeing someone do that might help you reach a dream that you have put on hold.
It's not I think we need to be. I'm good on your
that's
black
my
woman.
perspective.
So there's two things I'm about to drop on, right?
I was trying to see if I finished. I think I got it all out. There's something else I wanted to address too when you were saying.
Oh, my bad. We need to start taking notes.
I take notes in my brain.
No,
but
we need to start writing them down.
No, I'm good.
Are you done?
Unless you want me to write them down.
I do. I'm done.
Why? For what?
So I can interrupt you.
You need to take notes.
Come on, cause I want to get to my
Well,
points.
I waited my turn. So the other thing you were saying about you know, interrupted me, messed up my flow.
Why you thinking I'm gonna go? So, two things I want to hit on real quick. One, we got to get this out of our head of certain things that we see other people's do. Like we believe we can achieve it. Again, you can't go to the Supreme. There's only 12, 13 seats? 12 seats? Is it 12 seats? How many seats are up there right now?
You don't know what's to come in the decades to come.
You have no idea. That's a whole nother argument right now about court packing. That's what they're arguing about right now, about not extending, like not adding more seats onto the court.
They gonna die eventually, ain't they?
Right.
Okay, so that's my point.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a lifetime appointment.
They
So
gonna die eventually,
is,
and it's always a new generation.
yeah, a lot of them don't die till they like 100.
That's fine. That's my point.
I'm not. What I'm saying is, it's not. It's 12 seats.
Okay.
There's millions of people in America. There's
Okay.
a bunch of them that are lawyers. There's a bunch of them that are judges. So it's not like that is something that you shouldn't aspire to be a Supreme Court
Why
judge.
not?
Because it's not.
You gonna limit somebody's dream?
It's not a tangible thing.
Why is it not?
Because there's so many different layers to even get to that point to be considered.
So why would you limit someone's dream just because it's 12? Why can't I be one of those 12?
It shouldn't be a dream.
Why not? If that's what that person wants to do, that's what they want to do.
I'm going to be like federal judge dream. Supreme Court judge shouldn't be like that. Should be
if it means. I think.
I understand what he's saying, but I don't agree.
I'm not saying because you thinking I'm saying limit yourself. I'm not saying
no. You're
yourself.
limiting someone.
I'm not saying don't limit yourself.
I think what he's saying is more so of like what's more realistic.
We don't care what's realistic.
That's the problem. Oh, now you.
That's my point.
This is why I hear what you're saying. Swimming against women.
Huh?
We don't care what's realistic. I said this is why there's trans men swimming against women.
No, because this is realistic.
Slippery slope.
You're stuck on statistics.
I'm not.
So it is technically realistic. It's not like it can't happen. Okay. It's just that it's a small percentage.
Yeah, exactly. And
but
what I'm saying is,
but that's the problem, because I feel like a lot of people put their fears and insecurities on people and they limit them because it's like insecurity. Maybe it's not. Yes, it is, because it's like
it's not. I'm not saying that you should be afraid of going after the. No, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be a judge because you might not make it to the Supreme Court. What I'm saying is,
but you have to be careful how you say
that
stuff.
shouldn't be why you want to be a judge.
You don't know why, but it's just like you can't tell somebody that they shouldn't aspire. If somebody wants to aspire to do that, they're going to aspire to do it.
That
and who are you to
why.
say you shouldn't aspire?
Because that shouldn't be your why.
Why not? You don't know all the mechanisms behind their why anyway for you to just sit up and say such a bold statement.
I'm saying that shouldn't be the why.
Why not?
No,
maybe not for you.
I think the problem with that being your why is because what happens if it doesn't work out?
Then they got their other options.
Now you wasted all that time for no particular reason.
No, because they have other options.
So it's like, so for even let's say that I want to be an NBA player, right? What is the percentages of that happening?
For you?
No, well, for me, it's really never gonna happen. I'm good with that.
0.
Right? No, negative 100. But I'm good with that. No, what I'm saying is, we have a lot. It's like a lot of kids, right? A lot of kids play basketball in middle school and elementary school. They want to be an NBA player, right? The problem with that is, only out of all these all the little middle school kids, maybe 2 make it, if they're lucky. Maybe 1 make it if you're lucky, because the percentage of getting into the league is so small. So it's more so if you want to do it for the love of it, and that's your passion, that's what you love to do, and you want to make money off of it, hey, by all means, cool. But if your whole life is dependent on this one thing happening, that's what people get messed up at. That's what people get tripped up at. Like, even like what I'm doing now, I'm doing the entrepreneurship thing because I actually like to do it. I'm not doing it because I expected to make $1 million in 5 years. Because what happens if I don't make the $1 million in 5 years? Now, I'm in a whole worse state than I was now.
Even that, you know how many people that's like 1 million, I mean, now it's more prevalent. Like, it's more chances for you to be a millionaire, right? But like people who inspire, like they start making millions or something, or like they're like, I want to be a billionaire. It's like, bro, you have to have some type of company that touches 1 billion people. And like billionaires are either A, their parents were billionaires, or B, they got something that touches a lot of people, you know? And it's just like, it's not, don't shoot for your dreams. Don't go for it, right? I also need you to be grounded in reality and understand that, your highest goal may be unattainable. You should still reach to it because you have no idea how many more levels you're going to hit, you know?
Yeah, so
Keep
you're
your
agreeing with
goal.
me when you say you should still reach for it.
Yeah,
that's the point.
Reach for it.
But that's not what you were saying at first. You were saying
I don't think you
shouldn't aspire. Don't say that.
I don't think you understood the other half of what I'm saying.
No, I told you I understood what you're saying, but when you said do not aspire to, that's what I had an issue with. So yeah, clean that sentence up to go with what you just said.
That shouldn't be the moral victory, is what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is, because I hear you, okay.
The victory,
but the problem
should be the change that you make along the like.
Am I gonna be able to say what I want to say?
On your way up, you should be able to change and move lives.
Yeah, that's good. And I understand what you're saying, Greg, because you were talking more from the point of the people who have that one thing, and then when they don't get that one thing, then they're just like devastated. I'm not talking about them people. I'm talking about the people who are well-rounded and to shoot for what you want, because like, just like the saying, shoot for the moon, and if you don't reach the moon, you land among the stars.
You will.
That's my whole point. And I have passion behind that, because I feel like there's so many people out here who these children have these big dreams and goals and just filled with so much like intention and excitement. And they say they want to be this and they say they want to be this. And then here comes somebody coming with their insecurities and their fears and their statistics and saying, well, honey, you can't do that. Now you've shrunk that child, and you've shrunk that person's mission and goal and like purpose in life. And that's what I do not like, because how dare you tell somebody that maybe you can't, but maybe they can, and it's not for you to come and shorten their dreams because of that, and that's where that comes from.
That's one.
Because I'll be damned. I fight all y'all. Anyway, continue.
I got your point.
Thank you.
I get it. I'm just saying it shouldn't be an aspiration. There's so many politics that go into even just being a Supreme Court justice.
And okay, you build and then you build and then you build again. And if you don't get it, then you find another avenue. Fall among the stars, boo.
I know.
Fall among the stars.
It's not even build. I think people need to know I think people need to know the how that you even get there. Not just like how, like the actual realistic, like
yes.
all the BS that like closed door, behind curtain stuff that goes on to you even being able to even get mentioned in that point of being a thought,
Okay. That's like somebody, that's them same people that they would have had a chance. They would have talked to young Beyonce, young Oprah, or young Jay-Z and been like, nah, you can't do that. But now look.
Not at all.
No, I think.
But now look, because they
kept
their
great,
zealous.
I think if you're going to be great, you're always going to be great. There is nobody who's going to stop you from being great.
No, some people can. Some people can stifle
nobody
things.
Can. No, that's what I'm saying.
I think
greatness is you born great. You're great from birth.
No, and there's a lot of people that help them because no one does anything on their own. If it wasn't for Beyonce's mom and dad helping her.
This is a whole contradiction what you just said like an hour ago.
No, did I not say that people can help? You weren't listening, clearly.
Anyways, we're great.
Because I said you're focusing on the wrong. You have a pigeonhole part of who you want to help you instead of realizing that you have a plethora of people that can help you.
Okay,
so I wasn't saying that.
Yes.
No, because you were just about to say what? You about to say what I did? Contradicted what?
Actually, all right, so I'm going to stop you right there. Because you said...
I'm fine.
So you say you have a whole wide range of people that can help you, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that's kind of... So let's use Brown Jackson for example.
Brown Jackson. Oh,
that's the last
Judge
name, yeah.
Ketanji.
That's the last name, yeah. So let's just use her for example.
Judge Jackson.
How many people that she kind of, quote unquote, reached out to that isn't in her best interest to work with, but she had to because she had to get to where she wanted to get to? I think that's what he is explaining. He's explaining that there is a 30 side of getting to the top.
We weren't talking about that right now.
No. Actually, it's that's what he was saying.
We went off on a tangent about.
Again.
Take me back to what he was.
You went off on a tangent.
Yeah, I did. So I'm worried on tangent. It's
still on topic because I give you saying, you say you don't want to limit a child's dream, you don't want to limit nobody's passion, what they're saying. What he's saying is there is a element that no one really talks about, and that's the dirty side of it. That's you have to step on some toes to get to the top.
Not necessarily. You don't have to take that path.
This is on the bottom of my list. I just realized that.
People do that, but they don't have to.
This is on the bottom of the whole list.
What?
This topic. Keep going.
Yeah, but people do that, but that's kind of what we live in now. In a perfect world, you wouldn't have to. You should get to where you get to on your merit, and that's it. But
it's not. She didn't get there. Like the media's painting it that she got there off her merit and because blah blah blah.
Because he mentioned that he mentioned that he had a head start.
You went to your daddy is a good lawyer. He put you in school. You went to Harvard for undergrad. You went to Harvard for law school.
Yeah, they did the steps to get her to where she is.
That's not a step
People
at all.
don't get into Harvard.
People don't get into Harvard off of just. It's not
No, but they did the steps to like get to the next step.
Ain't no. You know how many Harvard.
Expensive as it is.
They knew if they wanted her to get on the path she wanted to get on, that Harvard would be good. Would be a good stepping stone on her resume to where she wants to go.
Okay,
no,
so
Harvard is not a stepping stone. That's what I'm trying. Harvard is the. I don't think you understand it's the. Remember we talked about founding fathers one day.
Sure.
And I said one day I'm gonna have a conversation of the reality of how America really works, and the founding fathers and all that BS. Mm. Harvard is part of that.
Okay.
Harvard is a school that was founded before America. It's one of that's the Ivy League actually no, I think everybody who's in the actual Ivy League was founded before the U.S. was the U.S. Harvard is the Illuminati of how you run politics and run the U.S. So her going to Harvard, she
played the game.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I'm saying.
Trying to say. All right, come on, let's go.
She did the necessary steps to get what she wanted. So I'm trying to understand what you're trying to get at.
What I'm saying is the necessary steps ain't a reality.
And everybody that's a Supreme Court, did they even go to Harvard? Not everybody. It's not like it's a prerequisite.
All of them have some type of... Amy, I think her parents donated like hundreds of millions to Donald Trump.
You got to play the game. You have to know the path to get there and set yourself up for that path.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So
what I'm saying
what's the
is
problem?
That's not everybody's reality. Like, what I'm saying is you're like... Little black girl. Oh, don't worry. When you become a lawyer and all that stuff,
I didn't say that.
You can try to become. That's exactly how you put it.
No, that's how you.
You said I can't crush their dreams and tell them they can't.
You can't.
I can if they not following the right path.
Then you put them on the right path. You say you can do everything you want.
There's a lot of people with put on the right path.
Like, you can't be naive. That's the thing. You didn't ask me for context behind what I said. You assumed from your own understanding what I meant,
your fault.
which was wrong.
That ain't my fault. Give me context.
No, ask for context.
No, you should give it.
No, I shouldn't.
Don't speak.
That's why you have communication issues that we talked about earlier. Now leave me alone.
She just trying to be personal for some reason. I don't understand.
You do it all the time. I learn from you.
I don't do
You do it all the time. I'm gonna go back to the old recordings.
Because I don't do that.
I'm gonna point it out to you.
I don't. You're gonna be surprised when you watch them.
No, I don't. I remember them. They're in my brain.
You're right.
You did it earlier.
You want to get personal in here?
You do it all the time. You've gotten better though. I commend you.
You want me to get
but
personal?
Don't push me, because then I'll do that.
Don't push me, because then I'll make you cry in here. Stop playing with me.
I cry because I'll be touched by other stuff. Oh, see, look at you. See, I knew you had it in you. I didn't bring your stuff out. I just said the conversation. See, you got diarrhea, just like Will and Jada.
I don't have diarrhea. I just hit lower.
Yeah, because
I go slug for slug.
No, you don't. You go lower.
Because I got bigger guns. That's why.
You got a lot of...
You be shooting a 9, I shoot a 45.
Dumpty, leave me alone.
See, you started... I didn't even mess with you when you talking about some Humpty Dumpty earlier.
You was calling me fat like 3 weeks ago. So leave me alone. Continue.
I've never called you fat.
Lies and deceit.
And not said, I take it back.
Don't touch me.
Anyways, back to my second point that I was trying to get to your whole little conversation.
Which you agreed with.
Shut up.
You didn't even realize it.
I wish you just shut up.
Who are you telling shut up?
No, because you
keep not telling me shut up.
Shut up.
Back to your second point.
Thank you.
Oh, look at y'all ganging up on me. Okay. Got something for Puffy.
Joe Biden blocked the first black woman that was supposed to be on the Supreme Court.
What's that about?
Joe Biden was the senator calling. He was like, when George Bush was going to elect this, and this is my issue with the liberal and the left, because if it's not a black person that they agree with, then they don't want you.
They got all the Karens on their side. Huh?
If it's not a black person they don't agree with, they don't want you. Man, I thought I had her name down.
No, you didn't. That's why I was curious.
But I put I send y'all the stuff, but then do the extra notes.
Yeah, you don't have it, so you don't have it. Calm
down.
No,
be cool.
There's nothing to calm down. I'm just saying. You said you didn't have it, so we believe you. You don't have it.
Almost.
Oh, I knew I was gonna get that message.
Oh, I got the name.
Who?
Janice Rogers Brown.
What's her name?
Janice.
Judge Janice Rogers Brown. 2003.
Brown.
Yeah. So, with that, Bush couldn't even add her to his lists because the Democrats, Joe Biden, there's a whole interview video clip of him saying we will filibuster her if he puts her out there and all this, like all because she was a right leaning conservative judge. You know, it wasn't like she was a judge, mind you. She's a judge.
She don't fit their agenda.
She doesn't fit exactly. So it's bad. So like they call the right racist, but the left doesn't like you if you don't lean with their point. So if you're a black person that doesn't agree with the left, it's like you're bad for black people. And it's like, how? You know, like in what world, Sway? And Jim Crow Joe did what he did, and then now he wants to be playing nice with black women. And it's like, no, you only playing nice with black women who fit your mold and ideology of the black women you want to play nice with. You don't want to play nice with all black women. You know, you only want to play nice with certain black women. Camilla. You know.
Who?
Kamala.
Oh, I was just making sure you want to make it from me.
No, your nickname is Cam Shaft. I text you that last night. I said, Cam Shaft. Hey, I don't know why you Cam Shaft.
And this is how you antagonize me. But I ain't going to take the bait right now. I'm going to save it for
I
later.
antagonize. I started it to that grade.
Back to Biden and his blocking.
No.
Yeah, so like I said, Biden had blocked her. So I don't want to hear none of this about, she was first, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, we could have had one. We could have had one back in 2005. We
so
didn't
she
because of Biden.
is the first one.
But that's
you can't take that away from her.
That's not what I'm saying. Like, if we really wanted a real, like, our moral victories be fake also. Because if we really wanted it, we would have pushed Bush through it. Mm-hmm. You know? If we really wanted it. We didn't care. We don't care. We only care when it happens. We don't really care.
They don't pay attention.
Obama could have lost the presidency and it was just been, Obama. He wasn't the first black man to run for president.
It's the victory. The second part of the word is victory. God dang. Are you missing that word? Do you know what that word means?
We don't care. It's fake, is what I'm saying.
You can act like it's fake. Be in denial.
It is. Are the moral victories the right thing, though?
I didn't say it's the right thing. But there's a positive and a negative to everything.
Which one should we do? Should we do the right thing or take the moral victory?
I say always do the right thing first. Right. And then
whatever
happens, you just make the most of it.
You said do the right thing first.
And then you just make the most of it.
This is why I can't have nice things.
This is why you can't
when I
try
buy
to
new
hit
mics,
people and put
I didn't even try to hit you. I did like just to stop. Just stop.
And then that made me move my hand like that.
And then you gonna do it again.
Because I did it on accident because you're in my space. You're in personal
space. The couch
space.
not that big. What are you talking about?
So don't be doing this.
Our knees are knocking together. The couch
I have trauma. You see, I jumped
trauma.
Because I'm used to you hitting me.
Hit you. What is wrong with you?
I have trauma. I'm used to you hitting me. Clearly, I'm jumping and knocking over mine.
Now you trying to call me abusive.
HR.
I don't hit you. It's okay.
Why are you touching me? Yeah. This is assault. Look at this.
Her hand was
get your hand off my thigh.
Who just hit me? Stop.
Why your hand on my thigh?
I don't know why you do this.
I'm not that little girl in your high school class right on my thigh. Inappropriately. Touch my thigh. You have not grown in your last 15 years. Stop. I gotta use the restroom. Can't make me laugh. Don't give me dead space.
I hope that guy calls you fat on your date.
There you go. There's that Akki I know.
So my next topic on this moral victories path that we're on today is how people around you enable the toxic behavior that you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't, because I have to use the restroom. I'm gonna make me kill myself.
What is Taxiana? What is?
Yeah, and I've stopped enabling it.
No, whatever. She's driving right now.
No, she's not.
She is. She's
no,
in the
not.
passenger.
No,
she's in the driver's seat. She's like, ha ha.
You're just trying to antagonize me.
No,
but I'm not falling for
you
it.
are the antagonist.
No, I'm not.
Like I said, Cruella.
No, I'm not.
Goodness gracious.
Stop projecting.
All right, so back to what I was talking about. Before I had to be rudely interrupted. So, my next topic is how people don't realize they enable the toxic behavior out of you. You know? I came to this topic when I was watching the Uber show.
The Uber show?
Yeah, the Uber show.
That docu-series?
Yeah,
you still watching that?
It was the last episode last week. And I was watching it, and in the episode,
I like this voice.
it was when they ousted him, right? So they showed like how he got ousted from Uber.
Right.
And they ousted him because of the toxic culture around Uber. But I was like, two thoughts came to mind.
I wish you told me to watch it.
I did tell you to watch it.
Well,
I've been telling you to watch it this whole time.
Anyway, what are your thoughts?
You should go binge it and just come back.
Yeah, because I want to follow you. I can't follow
What are your
what I'm
thoughts
saying.
about this?
Well, you know what happened with Uber and everything, right?
Yeah, you gave me, but it's nothing like me to watch it myself. You know?
No, just like, because everything in the show is just factual events.
I only know what you've told me.
Oh, okay, tough.
Exactly.
Right. So.
You didn't put it on the list. You know, I read stuff that.
Uber ousting the first CEO.
Yeah, but you know how you be telling me to watch stuff on the list, you know? It makes it a requirement.
What are your two thoughts that came to this?
No, that wasn't no two thoughts. It's a whole thought. It's how we got to the toxic culture and behavior, right?
Okay.
So Uber's whole toxic culture, like they had a toxic. If you talk to certain females, they'll be like a toxic masculine culture. But I'm like, there's no such thing as toxic masculinity, right? Like I don't feel that way.
You say you don't feel that way.
It's toxic masculinity.
You say there isn't?
No. Because what people try to define as toxic masculinity is not really toxic masculinity. And that's just a topic I want to get into another day because it's so deep. And, I mean, we've had that topic here before.
Yeah, we have. We touched on it.
It's okay to refresh sometimes. But the culture was toxic, right? So
Toxic in one way.
For example, when he, like, on the show, I don't know if it's... I feel like this is true just because that show, like, was, like, word for word mocking like the actual things and actual words that were said at, like around Uber and everything. But he kind of asked all his employees when he hired them if they were an a-hole, and it was kind of like and it was his test. You know, if you said yeah, then he for sure hired you. If you said no,
I feel that
on the fence. You know,
because they're confident,
right? But so like he asked that, but then they also like Uber did a bunch of like. I told you about like the gray balling they did where they're like blocking certain like people, like they're blocking certain people's accounts. So like if you're like a federal person or whatever, and they were like in certain cities and they were trying to like shut them down and everything. Like when they were going to war with like the government and taxes and all that to like evade and avoid all that stuff, they start gray balling. They were like monitoring, like they were able to tap into drivers' phones basically. So those phones they gave the drivers, they were able to like access it in a way that like they were able to access cameras, mics, all that stuff. Like cameras, mics, all that, you know?
Yeah.
Which is funny that Uber drivers now have like cameras in their cars. So I'm like, you know, like it's like, well, now they have cameras in the cars. So.
Right.
But they're accessing like a bunch of private information. There's a bunch of like just bad stuff that went on around there, and then it was a bad environment for women, right? So like Uber's retention rate with women employees and stuff like that, it was like bad.
Well, if you're hiring a lot of buttholes, there you go.
I mean, women can be buttholes. One of the most like most important people on his team was like. Of like just pushing Uber to where it was a woman named Austin.
But I'm saying if you hire a lot of buttholes, you have toxicity. Like, it's there.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, 100%. I mean, it kind of goes into the equal right thing. Like, yeah, if you want to play in the sandbox with the boys, don't be mad when boys start doing what boys do. Now, the reason I said their culture was bad for women is because, and this is kind of where I draw the line. If a woman is outperforming somebody and they apply for a higher position, they should get the higher position.
Yeah.
They weren't doing that at Uber. Like, there's a whole woman who wrote a book about it and everything, and she was taking like they were doing disgustingly disgusting toxic things towards the women up there.
Like what? Sexual harassment?
Not necessarily. It was harassment. It wouldn't be it wasn't even. It wasn't sexual harassment, and in certain cases, it was harassment because they were asked to stop. And hey, can you not talk to me this way, whatever. And some of those were superiors. One girl, she switched the team or whatever, because HR wasn't doing anything about it. And it was one of those, like, it bred a toxic culture for the women around there, and the women weren't comfortable there, they weren't safe there, and they were treated poorly there, and that's kind of like, so like the woman who was on the board that he got, like, she was, when she found that out and like talked to all the women who were left working there and actually sat down and talked to them about their experience there and everything, that's when she was like, yeah, we kind of have to make him resign because this is not a good environment. This is not like, this shouldn't be an environment here, And it was like the woman that he like respected the most, and like he asked her to come to the board because he needed, help on the board and everything, and like. It's a flip side to it because she enabled him throughout most of his his time there at Uber. Like,
right.
She enabled him, and it's like you.
How she enabled him?
She she unknowingly nurtured him and his behavior without actually knowing the in-depth details of how far his behavior trickle down onto the employees, because if your boss is an a-hole and your boss is going to let you get away with stuff like that, or like it's not going to take.
She was his boss?
No. she was somebody he brought onto the board. He had like he didn't have to resign. He had ultimate control of the board. He had super shares to where he really, like, he could outvote the board, And it was really kind of what he said was it was it, And he brought her on because it was some other board members trying to make a play on her. And so he had got her on to stop that play to be made.
To benefit him.
Yeah. Right? And so what was going to end up happening, like, had he not resigned, it would have been a whole proxy fight at Uber.
So I'm just trying to wrap my head around her enabling part. Since I didn't watch it,
he would go to, like, she was kind of like his confidant and everything. Like, he would go to her as a mentor per se.
So she knew he was doing. She didn't check him.
Yeah, she didn't know. She didn't know.
But she didn't check him because she didn't know what was going on. Exactly.
Right. And so,
he wasn't doing stuff to her. He was doing stuff to other people.
Right.
That's why I got confused.
Yeah,
we were talking about the harassment, and I thought they were.
Well, he wasn't harassing anybody. To be clear, he technically didn't harass anybody. He
oversaw the toxic environment that happened. It was on his watch.
Yeah, it was on his watch.
Because he was the one over everybody. Yeah.
He's a CEO. He's the founder
so he's
of the
allowing
company.
these things to happen.
Right.
Okay.
Like, and it's not he didn't know it wasn't happening. It's he knew and did nothing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in turn, like, and the funny part is he's the one who, like, the whole investigation on how to clean up the culture and what's going on at Uber. He's the one who brought that on to try to figure out. Well, he brought, he got the person who did the investigating, all that stuff. He did all that. He brought all that on, and it kind of like, it went all down onto, after they got the file and talked to everybody and everything. He basically set himself up. And what he thought he was going to do a cleanup job or whatever, it ended up being his like ousting.
But he was the one that was asking them, "Are you an a-hole?" And he would hire him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was his fault.
Ultimately it was. But like women,
it was gonna happen.
And granted, women,
especially if he didn't check it.
Women in tech, like Apple doesn't do this. Apple actually does. Apple is probably the number one tech company as far as like just treating women equally and fairly and giving them their just due. Mm-hmm. Right. But like women in tech in general in Silicon Valley, they get treated poorly.
It's still a man world.
Most people in Silicon, I mean, most of those, you're either a nerd or you're an a-hole in Silicon Valley.
And sometimes both.
Yeah.
No, it ain't no both.
Mm.
Like you're either
You
a
can
lame
sometimes
nerd
be
or you're
both.
like an a-hole.
Because some of them have good social cues and they're very blunt and they come across as, because they're very matter of fact. So they turn into buttholes. So you can be both. It's not all the time, but
You're either a beta or you're an alpha. Is that better?
No, I went with what you said. I'm just saying, and or.
Well, no, I'm just like the a-holes are nerds. I'm not saying that the a-holes aren't nerds in Silicon Valley.
I'm not disagreeing.
What I'm saying is you're either here as like you're just a nerd, you know, or you're an actual a-hole. I get what you're saying on the but
I was
still an
agreeing with
a-hole,
you.
yeah.
And then I was like, and then there's a small pool. I was just following your narrative. That's it.
But yeah, like a lot of people around him enabled him though. Like, and when I say enabled him, I mean like so like the original the first investor, Benchmark, the company, that guy enabled him. Like he kind of pushed him to do certain things that he was doing, you know, without actually realizing it. He brought in a whole nother guy to come. I think he was like the CFO or something like that. That he like in place there, thinking it was gonna like calm him down or something. Like he kept trying to like control the guy, like find some way to kind of control that whole thing, and it didn't work out the way he was thinking, you know. He thought the guy was gonna come in and kind of help him like kind of be his man on the inside, A, and then B, help keep the CEO level-headed, cool, not do like crazy stuff, you know. That's not what happened at all. The CEO ended up doing crazy stuff, and he in turn enabled him to keep going and doing the stuff he was doing, you know. And it's like on one end, they got the results they were getting out the company, you know. On another end, it's like the company, as good as it makes our lives, the internal combustion of the company itself was like a very bad culture. And it's like you sit on, that goes back to my moral, like, all right, we got the victory, but in the way we got the victory, what's
the victory? Uber as a business?
Yeah, Uber as a business was...
At what cost do we get the victory?
Yeah, you know.
He didn't have a good foundation. That's why I'm so big on foundations. He didn't really critically analyze the whole situation to see the outcome. That's his fault.
The CEO? Or?
Yeah, it's his fault.
I mean, yeah, the CEO. Well, I'm saying the environment though that was created at Uber.
Yeah, but it's like when you did that what did you expect? Honestly,
well,
unless you made corrections,
they had to be that aggressive in order to even become Uber. Like Uber had to be aggressive.
You need to have things in line to help that, help it stay at bay, help it not peak into toxicity, right? Because you're already starting at a high level of toxicity. Stay aggressive,
but don't hit.
Yeah, because it's like you like as a leader, you're supposed to know your players, right? You know you have a-holes. So the toxicity is already there, right?
Got you a balance.
Yeah, so it's just like, if I know that, I need to make sure I hit a bar to where we don't go too high. Otherwise, I'm going to have a toxic environment. And with that toxic environment, it's going to affect XYZ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But he didn't do that. He just let them do their thing.
Yeah.
And then now, hopefully he's not surprised.
What do you mean?
Hopefully he's not surprised at how everything played out.
No, he was surprised at the time. I don't think he cares now.
That's shame on him.
I think like him and the guy from Benchmark, the woman when like, cause like his one thing was signing the resignation letter of he would resign was like the dude at Benchmark had to be kicked off the board. The guy, the original investor, he couldn't be.
So he mad.
He couldn't be the
This is why I be having to watch stuff.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. He was mad.
I need real context.
It was funny because like at the end of the thing, she told him, she told the guy, like the original investor, she was like, "You're about to have the same last name as him, anyways," and it was billionaire, right?
Oh,
because the company
I was like, they get married.
The company was gonna go public, and so like at the end when he walked out and whatever, he saw him in the lobby or whatever, and he was like, he told him the same thing. He's like, we're about to have the same last name, so does it really matter?
That's how they said last name.
Yeah, same last name. Because you know, like billionaire is like when
It's
people
a title or the
yeah, so it's like
last name. So weird.
yeah,
Not in this climate, please.
But you know, I was like, y'all, like everybody let him do it. Like they were throwing these wild parties, like when they first started, like in Miami and in Vegas, and like a bunch of like just bad stuff was happening at these parties and everything. And it's like y'all over time allowed this, like you allowed this to go unchecked, and then when you finally find out what's happening, it's like
you still ain't doing nothing.
Oh, we need to get rid of like the instead of course correcting him, right? You like, no, we just need to get rid of you. Like you just gotta go. And it's like, no, like y'all enabled him his behavior this far. So instead of cutting him off, because he did his job as a CEO, you know, like the company was doing good. Instead of cutting him off, how about no, let's actually like
bring someone in to check the problem.
That and let's get him like don't leave as CEO. Stay on as CEO, but we're not gonna allow you to have this type of environment anymore.
Yeah.
And we're gonna hold you accountable of doing your job as a CEO and making sure the work environment is right. Women are treated fairly here. You know, like making sure that y'all have the right environment, you know?
Yeah.
And so
checking the issue instead of just like
and so
that's
I think,
what people do.
But I think in life, and like this is what I was gonna say earlier, like or with the whole high school thing, right? And I went through my Facebook post. Oh, that's your hand. I went through my Facebook post and no, because you had some on your hand.
It's okay.
And I thought it was
it's
makeup.
okay. Continue.
I was going through my old Facebook post and like I had text my friends. I'm like, hey, why y'all let me be this toxic back then, right? And it was in high school, right? And I was just like, I looked at the comments and I was like, y'all was enabling me to be this toxic. I was like, y'all's comments on here weren't, hey bro, they ain't cool. They was like egging me on to keep going and adding on to my toxicity. Yeah. And I was like, I had nobody, there was no accountability check, you know, like nobody, that's what I was saying, like the ego back then, like male's ego in high school.
I feel that though.
Like when there's nobody around you in your friend circle that's checking you, because all of y'all are egging on each other's toxicity.
Because y'all all young and don't know no better.
Yeah, 100%. But that's what I'm saying. Like when you can't be mad at the person when you've enabled it, you know. You have to stop enabling it and start setting actual like boundaries and standards on how everything's gonna go, you know. In order for it to not be a toxic environment anymore, or in order for that person to detox themselves. Like you yourself have to add to that detox and not add to the toxicness. And I think like Uber is like one example, right? But I think all those docuseries shows that are coming out, like the WeWork one, if you watch the documentary WeWork, like just the documentary that's on Hulu, I think. Yeah, I think the documentary's on Hulu. I think the show, like the reality, the docuseries show about it is going to come out on Amazon. But if you just watch the documentary of it, you can see that the WeWork CEO was enabled by the board members, people around him. You know, like the people who, his circle around him that allowed him to do the stuff that he did. He was enabled by them to do the stuff he did.
And it's a tricky situation because it's like you talk about the enabling, but then it's, at the same time, it's like this person is the CEO, the person in charge. They more than likely hired you, and you have.
I'm talking about like when I say the enablers, I'm not talking about the people they hired. I'm talking about the board members. With them, right? If you're a board member, you're an investor. You're somebody who's investing in a company.
And they want their money to succeed, and this person might have these issues, but it's like I'm still trying to put food on my table, so it's a sticky situation.
That's the enable
and
part.
Not everybody has the gall, and not everybody has the foresight or the
which is part of the problem to begin with.
Yeah, you know, to see it, to check it, and even know how to do it. Like that's a very advanced level of knowledge and experience to be able to do that. And you can't expect everybody, you know what I'm saying? It's like I see it, but at the same time, it's not as simple from the other side because we do it every day. I wasn't disagreeing with you. No, I'm just adding another layer to the conversation.
The Uber guy, he's one. The WeWork guy, he's one. Elizabeth Holmes, the I can't think of her company, but she's
People
another
don't
one.
be wanting to, like, it takes balls to
matter
do
of
that.
fact, she was having sex with the guy who I think who was investing in her company and wanted to, like, she like made him he was like a board member and like had a position in the company and everything.
It happens all the time.
Right.
Too.
Like she was,
it comes with the whole thing of like, I'm gonna mind my business. I'm getting paid.
Anna wasn't able.
Yeah,
and she didn't even have no company.
Because they were getting paid.
She was just she wasn't paying nobody.
Old girl at the hotel was getting paid.
Okay, that's one girl. But like,
and then they were getting connections, and they were, like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
They were getting
like,
stuff in return.
No, I'm saying like the people who were like were investing in her were enabling her.
But they didn't know that because they believed her. She was conning.
I mean, at one point, are we gonna stop? Like, I didn't know, and it's like, nah, bro, you had to know.
I was trying to explain.
You were trying to get the results.
My thing.
No, I got you. They wanted results.
Finish.
Go ahead, finish.
Yeah. So the people, we grew up in a mindset of like, keep your eyes on your own paper, mind your business kind of thing. So it's just like, this going on over there, but it ain't.
Stitches.
Yeah. I'm not even going that route. It's just more like, like, I'm getting paid, the things are getting taken care of, so what they do in their extracurricular, what they do on the side, it's not affecting, the money train, the success train. So I'm not going to, like you, blow the whistle, necessarily because it's like we're still doing what we need to do. And then it's like, that's not my role, because technically that's why you have HR and things in place to do those type of things. So now I'm operating outside of what is asked to me in my job title. So it becomes really sticky. And that's why I was like, it just takes people that have like the gall, the balls, and all types of other stuff to like really just step up and do that. Because even, what I was going to bring up?
Because they're comfortable with their moral victories. Yeah, I mean, like, your moral victories not necessarily
but then
the right
it gets
thing.
real bad in situations like, you should talk. Because it's the same exact example with R. Kelly. Well, all them people knew that stuff happened in the studio, and nobody spoke up. And that's when it's really on you, because it's like, it's different in this atmosphere, because it's like, but it's like, these are children. You enable this for real. Right,
hold on, talk about
same situation is different. Different spectrum of the board.
No. But we enable that culture.
We did.
We as a society and stuff like that. We like now it's like, oh, it's unacceptable. But even now, like, there's still a slippery slope and a blurry line on it, because it's like, we want to teach sexuality and gender identity to kids, but we don't want you the
denial thing. Like,
we're not breeding kids for sex. What are you talking about? And it's like, no, y'all you're breeding kids. You're trying to breed kids into a certain like culture. And it's like pedophiles are trying to be added on to the LGBTQIA thing. Like, pedophiles were trying to be added on.
Please don't talk about that.
But
yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
But I'm just saying, like, there's a culture that's bred here, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, nah. Like, before we start talking about R. Kelly, let's talk about the drug dealers that was hollering at the 20-year-old, 25-year-old drug dealers.
We ain't talk about all of it.
That be hollering at the girls in high school,
We ain't talk about all of it.
Like, it was a girl, she was at Lamar with us. She was working at one of these strip clubs. Cause she was telling me about the work she showed me pictures and videos, everything. Like she legit like worked at the strip club, and she was art. Like, I don't think she was 18. I think she was like 17, 16, 1 and 2, And like, cause she had, the only reason I found out is cause we like sat next to each other in class. She had Wise of Cash all the time. And like, me and her got real cool, and she started buying me lunch and stuff all the time. Like,
look at you.
We
started young.
Yeah, I've been pimp all my life. That. Big pimping over here, baby.
You call it that, I call it something else, but I'm gonna keep it light.
Big pimping.
That's what you call
Spin
it.
the cheese.
Continue.
But nah, like, I got to talking with her about like, hey, yo, how you get the money, blah blah blah, whoop whoop. And she was like, oh, I work at the little club. I do the little table dances. She's like, I don't do no pose. She's like, I do like table lap dances and stuff like that. She was like, she started telling me some of the dudes who like these like some notable names who she like, dancing for and everything. I'm like, yo, what? He like, yeah, this one requesting me every time he come in, blah blah, all this stuff. I'm like, they know how old you are? She was like, they do. I was like, oh, okay. And I was just like, I left it there because I'm like,
else
all
you
right,
gonna
cool,
do?
you know, like, all right, bet. And it's one of them things like, it's like like I said, the drug dealer, the dope dealers in high school be trying to get the
Yeah, but it's
young
just like
ones.
if you're in a work environment or you know someone that's doing wrong, and especially when it really affects people like that, we have to learn to speak up. And that's why I was gonna go with when you talked about Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, when we were talking about the whole question about what was it? We were talking about the pedophile things?
The pedophile cases, or
Something like that. We were talking about something.
or the woman case, or are you?
Because you were saying that they talked about it wasn't enough something. I don't know, but pretty
the
much
sentencing time was light. And
I don't know if it was that. It was something we talked in that realm. And
years became months.
It was something we talked about in that realm. I think we started talking about high school students, but I can't recall what it was.
High school.
Minor to minor.
Minor. The photo sending.
Yes, that's
Okay.
what it was. And I wanted to touch on that about like we focus on these laws and stuff like that, but what about fixing the issue? Like we need to go back into the classrooms and back into our real lives and start making that not okay, because it's not like it makes no sense that each generation is having the same problems that the generations before happened. Like
it's
we're
a
not
new
plugging.
problem still.
It's not. It's been happening.
No, because photo like. The sending of nudes.
No, not that specifically. I'm just saying like the whole thing of knowing better with like the boys.
Like the smacking on the butt. And
Yeah, you know,
them
like
okay.
why haven't we implemented programs or things in our communities to like teach and be like, hey, this is not okay.
We're still doing it.
Huh?
We still
That's
doing
what I'm
it.
saying. That's the problem. So the solution is like, yeah, you need to do this at like the Supreme Court, federal, whatever. But at the same time, let's go back in reality, actually, and put in things to help mitigate this actively, like real time.
It's a macro problem, right?
While we wait for them to like get busted, you know, and then it's the issue.
It's a macro problem,
That's what I'm
but
saying. It's accountability across the board.
No, it's a macro problem, but the solution is micro.
Exactly, but we're not doing it.
There's no macro solution to it. It's a micro solution. Like you have to do it
with the head of the snake.
Like the homies, the big homies got to tell the little homies like, hey, this ain't right. Y'all shouldn't be doing this and everything. You know, like it has to be a trick. Like you need like the coach. I said right. You need the coach.
The conversations need to be
set you. You know, hey, look, yo, hey, I wouldn't do that. Hey, there's ramifications here, there. You know, like there's just different ramifications for things, and like kids don't know this.
They don't.
And like I hate the term ignorance of the law is not an excuse, but it's like ignorance of the law is an excuse because like at what point
you don't know what you don't know.
Like at what point are you gonna teach me or tell me? You know, you just expect me to. Oh, I said you should behave like this, and it's like I don't even know why I'm behaving like this. You know. And so I think you should be educated.
Because you're trying to act like they ain't got no sex drive. Because you're in denial.
Right, because you...
And then you surprised when, you know, oh my God.
Right.
Life gives me a headache.
Oh, you was doing that as a kid.
Right. Oh my God, Teen Mom. I have no idea how they did that.
Oh my goodness.
It's a new it's revolutionary.
Right.
We should put this on TV.
Hey, for every generation.
Yeah, I mean, like I hate the whole like them posts where people be talking about some... When'd you lose your virginity? Or like, why were we having sex back in 13 and 14? And I'm just like, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, that's what it was.
Because you hit puberty.
Because I saw HBO After Dark one night. Because I saw Skinny Max one night, you know. Like.
And now you ain't even got to watch it at night. Shoot. Just cut on Netflix. Oh, my God. Go to YouTube. Don't go to Twitter because Twitter is uncut 24/7. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Hashtag Instagram.
It's easy to find it.
But anyway, this world is so stupid and backwards. It gives me a headache.
Well, no, the funny part is, well, not the funny part. The unfortunate part is now it's worse now than it was when we were kids.
We don't learn from anything. That's all I gotta say for the society. We don't learn.
We don't. But
when you don't study the past, you're bound to repeat it. And what are we doing? We're insane.
I said this one day.
Doing stupid stuff all the time.
Probably.
I said that. That was a whole topic one time. But yeah, no, like I said that the past, us not learning from our past.
Yeah, repeating the future.
Yeah, I mean we're not even repeating the future. We like
repeating history.
we went from hey, no child porn to all these girls. They half of them be like hiking their little bikinis up to try to be thonkinis and taking pictures on Instagram.
Yeah,
and it's like, yo, you like,
and we enable it.
You 14, 15, and it's not like you like I can't not see your post. Like you be on the search page, you know, and it's we like the whole pro sexuality thing. Also, it's like it's kind of funny because it's like, oh yeah, no pro sexuality, but then it's like, oh, but rape culture, and then it's like, oh, but you should control yourself, and it's like. Yo, like we throw too many guidelines out for things and
too many conflicting guidelines.
Yeah, and it's like we not accepting.
I'm confused on what to do next.
Yeah,
what I'm doing with my hands.
Yeah, we're like, and it's
people. They kill me.
There's. We try to fix an issue, but then we can't fix the issue.
No, we complain about an issue and then we don't try to fix it.
Well, no, we can't fix it.
It's like plugging one hole.
No, because it's a micro.
It's like plugging a hole of a single shit, but another hole just popped open.
Yeah, and it's like
because they ain't fix the problem.
They ain't fix the actual problem. They try to fix the little small fires.
Yeah, exactly.
You got a whole wildfire on the other side of the house.
Child.
But you only worry about the microwave fire. No, you got your room's on fire. And they go take care of that. They're burning for the last 30 minutes. So,
you know, I can't. It was hard to be a kid back in our day, like a teen and everything.
Was
right?
it?
And
yeah,
look here, old woman. It was hard for us to be kids back in our day. Yeah. I don't know. Did you have a cell phone in high school?
Yes.
Did you email news out? You sent nudes? You got nudes? You didn't receive nudes?
No, I didn't see them on the phone. People flashed under the table in middle school. Evil children.
See, we got both. We got phones and in person.
Y'all was sending that?
You said what?
Everything was thrown at one time.
You said what?
Everything was thrown at the same time.
You said sending. Man, look.
Yeah,
you know
y'all
what?
sending stuff.
Hold on.
My dad was strict. So.
Hold on real quick before I say what I'm about to say. Y'all talk for like 2 seconds. Give me a second.
I don't have nothing right now.
I gotta check myself. Greg, talk about your high school experience, Greg. Talk about your daddy being strict. Yeah, let's hear about that.
No, we ain't gonna talk about that. But we can talk about. I don't know. I just feel like because like you were talking about the people online, right, on Facebook or whatever platform, and they're talking about, man, why were we doing this at this age? Yeah. Why were we doing that? Meanwhile, their kid is doing the same thing. Why they talking about why, and you ain't even checking your next generation. Yeah. Learning from your mistake and being like, man, that shouldn't have happened. And it's happening to them real time. Yeah. So it's just like we really gotta do a better job. I feel like a lot of times we don't take the time to look back at the things that happened to us and the reasons as to why we are the way we are. Heal those portions, so therefore you don't do it to the next generation. You make it better because you're here to make the place a better place. Do not make me quote Michael again. But heal them, so you just pass the torch, and that torch better be better than the last time. But a lot of times we got the same raggedy torch, and it's sad. It just makes me very upset.
Me and a few other people were just wild back then, and so we were like.
Yeah, but if you was wild, then you are the best person to help the next generation because you know everything in the book.
You're right. That's why.
Like my brother was in the band, and his little butt was doing all types of stuff, and now he's a great music teacher. You know why? Because he know if they get too quiet, what they potentially doing. Because he was doing it.
Yeah, he was getting.
So he knows how to talk to them, and he knows how to help direct them to a better path because he was a little hoodlum.
I mean, finally, because the band directors back then. I mean, like, finally, because like you don't have that all cases all the time.
That's what I'm saying. But it's like it's good that he was able to reflect and realize that and use that to his ability to not only help him in his position, but to also reach back and help the youth.
Yeah, we were terrible, man. We was trading pictures. We were trading pictures and videos with each other in class. We'd be like, "Hey, yo, nah." Hey, this girl sent me this. This girl said, "Hey, look, let me show you this video. This girl did. Look what this girl did to me." I was like, "Oh, like."
Yeah, it was hoodlums. It's okay.
One poor girl.
Just take your experience and put it to good use.
Halfway, I ain't feel that bad about her, but like, I didn't feel that bad because like she didn't know that a lot of people had already seen the video of her doing something. But then people saw her at the school doing it one day and like walked in on accident, and it was like she like the girl like her mama had to like come up there get her out the bathroom, all this other stuff. Like she felt so embarrassed, but I was like, hey, baby girl, like the whole football team had seen everything already. Like, and those are the people who saw you. So like, no, don't feel embarrassed. Like it's out there already. Just what?
She can still feel embarrassed.
No, I'm just saying like. It was one of them things like I feel her, I feel the embarrassment, but it was kind of one of them like.
You just need to leave it alone. That's what you need to do. You just need to mind your business and let her be embarrassed.
I did mind my business and let her be embarrassed. That's exactly what I did. I mind my business and let her. I got told the story what happened because I had left early. I was like, oh, word. I was like, dang, that's crazy.
Just leave that little girl alone.
She ain't little no more. She wasn't little then. I mean, she was. Let me clear that up. She was, but age wise,
we knew what she was getting at.
I don't know. Lamar was horrible. It was. I mean, all the schools at HISD were horrible. Let me not say that.
We got any more topics?
Me and Camille have an announcement to make.
Uh-oh.
Speak for yourself.
Camille and I will see y'all next week on Akki Friends.
Are we done?
Yeah, we're gonna be done
What?
today.
How
we
you
only had
abruptly
those
ended
two.
like that?
We only had those two. Oh, what else you want to talk about? My bad. Y'all got something else? Y'all new albums
Did we
came out.
close out the Moral Victories?
I think we said that
Let me say enough.
all moral victories aren't the best victories.
Yeah.
Did I close my statement? Did
I don't know.
put that out?
Finish whatever you want to finish. Go ahead.
Well, how I felt like.
Get your
Oh,
stuff
I did. Because I talked about, yeah, they might not be the best candidate. I wouldn't have necessarily, but they fit the agenda that they are pushing. And then, looking at if you're going to look at it half full, they're just take the positives that come with it, which was, well, you have representation, helps other people. Oh, yeah, that's when we got into it about the shooting for the moon, follow my stars. So I said it. I'm good.
Kids, just know it's only 12 seats, and you gotta wait for somebody to die to get one.
And that don't mean you can't get it.
Just know that, kids.
Know your path and go after it.
Fight for your spot in line.
Yes.
Just be prepared. When you're 60, be ready. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and they'll have other things they'll do.
Anything else? Anybody else? Any other news? Any other worthy topics?
You see what Cam Newton?
Ah, that's a good topic.
A real quick one.
Go ahead, Greg. I was gonna leave it alone, but go ahead. Shoot for the sky.
Shoot for the sky. I mean, I thought he just said something that was agreed upon at this point, in my opinion. But basically, for those who don't know, Cam Newton went on the podcast, and as Cam Newton does, he had that was a clip, that was like a minute and a half clip of him saying how, actually giving his preference to what he wants as a woman, that you need to be someone that can handle your business, but also cater to a man's needs, which was his word. And also, he had the other part about him knowing when to be quiet. That got people really riled up.
It always gets people riled up.
And
see you talking. You don't know when to be quiet. Greg trying to talk and you talking. Go ahead, Greg. She's sorry.
No, that's not. I was done.
Greg was fine.
I was done. I'm good.
Come on, Greg.
No, I'm good. She good. I was done my part.
Greg, if you don't check them,
So how
they
you
don't
feel
know.
about it? What's your perspective?
Ow! You
As far as I know.
Oh, you horse.
Well,
You stepped on my foot. There's my whole toe.
Sorry. Calm down.
how I felt about it? I mean, at the end of the day, that's what he wants. That's what he wants.
But do you agree? Disagree?
Greg, you want a woman that's going to shut... Greg kind of quiet himself, so I don't know. Greg might need a woman to talk more.
How you feel about that? Or any part of what he said?
I mean, I thought that was the name of the game. Being able to have your own individual stuff, but also knowing your partner,
having a partner. No, having a partner.
being part of a team. That's really that's why I was just kind of confused as to what. Here's the thing that gets me though, because the thing I guess I put on my Facebook yesterday was like, I literally saw this the other day. This guy was just kind of like how, if you don't worship God, you're not a real man. If you don't take care of your partner needs, you're not a real man. If you're not thinking about 5, 10, 20 years from now, you're not a real man. And all this stuff, like we say this all the time.
Hey, he tripping. I don't even think about tomorrow, so I don't know about 5, 10 years.
Like I don't even. So and we do this a lot to where we stay where we want it, which is why honestly, I don't even go out with nobody no more because like at this point I don't meet nobody's standards because they always just blur them out with what they are.
Hey, yo, I swear this girl, like, I don't know, I'm gonna hit her up today and see, but I swear she kind of like low key, like, she like curved me when we got to talking. I was like, yeah, nah, you know, like, I stay where I stay at, you know? And
Yeah.
I think she had a feeling, she felt some type of way about where I stay right now. I'm like, yo, I've only been here for like a couple months, you know?
Yeah.
Like, be cool.
But she has every right to feel the way she feels.
Yeah, y'all do that, but then y'all want us to be honest. And I understand, like, when I'm honest, y'all get mad. When I lie, y'all happy. So I'm confused. But
just let them be
I
mad.
digress. Greg,
Let them
come
be
on.
mad.
No, and actually, it's funny because I talked about my situation. I talked about this like what was that a couple months ago when I met this girl out in Carolina last summer, and her big hang up with me was my lack of belonging to a religion or whatnot.
Are you spiritual or no?
I'm more spiritual than anything, but she's more like old school Christian, which is fine. That's your life. Hey,
Right, didn't you play the piano at the church?
No,
Oh, okay, cool.
they tried to get me to do that. It wasn't for me, but that's a whole different conversation in itself. Anyways,
I don't know why. I thought you played the
Can
piano
he
on
talk?
Sundays. My bad, bro.
no, I never did. I mean, I performed at church once, but not play like for
child.
church. And I didn't get into it because I just didn't like the pressure of playing for money. It took away from what I like to do.
Okay.
Again, that's high school me. But no. So I checked. I met with this girl, and I had to tell this girl. I knew that was the problem for her. I knew before she realized it was the issue. Because
Religion. Sorry.
yeah, because she kept trying to like ask me questions about it, try to get deeper into it. Like, so what? So what you mean by it? What do you really mean? Like, what's going on here? And I was like, it's clear as day that's a problem for you. I'd rather you just be honest with yourself, and you gotta move on from me because of that. Move on from me because what's gonna happen is you're gonna resent me.
Yeah.
And then first you're gonna resent yourself, but you ain't gonna blame yourself for long. You'll get mad at me, and I ain't gonna be honest with you.
Yeah. That's fine.
So when I saw Cam make his statement, I was just like, well, at this point, he's just being honest. He ain't lying to nobody. He not giving no PC answer. He not giving no BS. He just this is how he feels. He told he in the beginning of the clip, he's like, yeah, I live with my mother, father, and grandmother.
Oh, he does? Or they live with him?
He said he was raised by them.
Oh, okay.
He said he called it a 3-parent household. He was raised by all 3 of them, and that's the way his back is.
What?
His grandmother, I guess his grandmother lived with folks back in the day. That what he was saying. Like he lived with a grandmother, father, and grandmother at the time, and he was raised the traditional gender roles.
Yeah. How you feel about the women be quiet part? Because what exactly did he say? Because I only saw the clip. I didn't see.
I think he was going off the notion of women, how women be like, I'm a bad bee, and I'm a boss bee, and all that stuff. Be like, no, baby girl, you can't cook.
No, baby girl.
That was saying like how some girls like to portray themselves as being this boss, whatever, but they don't have nothing but their looks. I think he was speaking more to that than actual like physical, actual submission type stuff.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people take that out of context because I'm not even one to really like. I am not the most extreme when it comes to that, but still, I've had to check myself because it's like I like to ask like. I realized in the past, reflecting back on my past relationships, like this peace thing comes about. And it's just like, clearly I'm missing the mark, right? So then it's like, okay, well, what is peace? Because it's like, how can I try to provide something I don't even know the definition of, right? So I'm like, okay, what's peace? So then I just asked like a slew of guys, like, what is peace to you? What is peace to you? And like what I found out, and some guys like to like argue with me about it. But it's like, no, y'all want us to be quiet. Like, silence is peace for you. And in order for you to have silence, that means that I, like, me or women, you want quiet because it's like we like to talk and we like to like unload. So a lot of times it seemed that a lot of guys said it like when we come home, we just want to like they just want a minute. And just like when we come home, we want to talk. So there's a disconnect, right? Because you come home, you want silence. I come home, I want to blab. So therefore, you're not getting your peace, and then I'm not getting what I need. So the solution is like, hey, communicate that. So therefore, we can be on the same page. And then at the same time, hey, maybe I'll do something else when you come home. So therefore, you can have like your twin. Because most guys were like, I just need to be able to get in the house, relax, kind of decompress from the world. Because I've even gotten advice from an older generation. I don't even know if they're a boomer. If they're boomers, they were the further out boomers. I want to say they were older. But anyway, I think that's a silent generation if it wasn't a boomers. They were just saying like, yeah, like a man needs like time, like the man has worked all day and been in the world. And he said when he comes home, he needs to be able to decompress and relax and get that out of him. And then you come if you have things to say or to address, or even like not even to address with him, but just like, you want to decompress and vent because we like to vent. Vent later after he's been able to like come home, find his peace, find his happiness, have time, and then you can refill his cup because it's like his cup is full. Let it come back down, and then you can start pouring in it. So it's just like, yeah, y'all wants to shut up if you want to put it in a nutshell. And it's like, and that's cool. But communication, I hate the battle of the sexes. I hate it. Yeah. Because it's like, no, we should be a team. We should be coming together, So we should, because it's like we have issues just because this is battle. You don't understand each other. If we could just understand each other and see each other's perspective and take a walk in each other's shoes, then we wouldn't have half the fights and misunderstandings that we have.
To that point, actually, that was a tweet I saw about the whole thing, and because when stuff like that happens, people are like, hey, we gotta cancel him. We gotta slam him. Make sure let he know that he's wrong. He should have said this.
Nah, Brittany Renner did a mighty.
Her again?
She did some type of job. Yeah, Brittany Renner went off. There's a whole little video of her going off about it. She was like, blah, 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 blah. She did what Brittany Renner do. I don't know.
It's the context. Now, some contexts, they do be like, and it's not in the right place. But in this context.
I mean, look,
I think, so.
I know I can, like, do a better job. Because it's like, I grew up in a society that pushed me to be more masculine. So therefore, in a relationship, if you don't know how to cut that masculinity off, it's there. So now we got two people fighting over the same role. And you're going to always have chaos because two people can't have the same role. You have to play your roles. And it's up to y'all to define those roles. But y'all can't be doing the same thing because it's only one person for that one thing.
I've experienced both with women though.
It's a dance,
I've experienced the women who don't know like who they want to come home and talk or whatever, but then like I've also had the women who come home and they don't want to talk about anything. Yeah. And like it's just like
it's the context of the person,
I think the main problem is it's just the idea is when it comes to like stuff for your preference, what you want to deal with. I think everybody's. Because in this age of information, we know too much about people. We know way too much than we should.
No, we don't. We don't know nothing, honestly. Like, we know what is presented to us in public eye, and that's about it. Like, we don't actually know
Well, I mean,
people.
let me refer. We try to know way more than we
feel like we know.
We're too entitled.
What context are you talking?
We're too entitled to your business.
Yeah, 100%.
And what?
We're too entitled to what your beliefs are, what your goals are, what you want to do when you get home, who you are as a person. Instead of me just showing you, you try to dig in, you try to pry it open when you don't have access to do it.
Like they don't have proper context, like they're assuming things and like thinking things from their point of
view.
So
going back to like Cam Newton, right? Everybody getting mad at Cam Newton as if he got to change his ways. When it's like, no, at this point, Cam Newton just telling you who he is. Now, you want to deal with him after he told you who he is, that's your problem.
Exactly.
Not my problem.
You ain't got to accept it.
I'm not trying to date him. You're not trying to date him, I'm assuming. So it's like, why do I care to call him out for something? And besides, this ain't the first run he had with women comments, anyways.
You know, women always be trying to like
Don't do
feel
that.
like they need to change something, and they don't know how to like just leave stuff alone. Like if you don't want it, leave it alone.
If it don't
Like,
apply, let it fly.
Don't be trying to change it though. You know, like
It's
just
the
because you
the
got a problem
nurturing
with
in
it,
us.
don't mean all of the women got a problem with it. So like,
But men do it too.
state your
Yeah.
We all do it. People do it.
men don't do nothing.
Okay, abortion laws.
Yeah.
That's women.
You ain't got no womb.
That's women.
Why you all up in here?
Abortion laws is women. Before you start going there, abortion
No,
laws is women.
no.
Go look at all the different abortion laws and go look at who pushed those laws to be. It's your counterpart color of women. It ain't. It's the other women. It's your pro-life women who push
in
that.
there that be doing some
No,
stuff.
the men.
And there's other
support their women.
categories.
That's
There's
what they
other
want.
categories where people insert themselves where they don't belong. So it's not a gender thing. It's a people thing. It's a personality thing.
You just try to say men try to write abortion laws.
I tried to give an example to back up what I was saying. And if that doesn't apply, there's plenty of others.
Y'all are the driving horse behind what most men do. When y'all realize that, we can have a better
No,
conversation.
you're right. But at the same time, it's not everything. And there's a lot of times when people speak on stuff
What
they
you
shouldn't
mean
be
it's not
speaking
everything?
about.
Hey, y'all want to eat, right?
What are you talking about?
Y'all want to eat. As women, y'all want to eat, right?
Eat what?
Y'all want to eat, correct?
Are you saying like money?
Everything.
Are you saying food?
The
What are you
driving
talking
force of what men do is for y'all.
Okay.
That's the society.
But
all
you
that.
act like in between that, y'all don't have opinions and comments.
Yeah,
Exactly. So leave me alone. Continue.
we do, but I'm just saying, like,
Don't talk around what I'm saying.
I'm not talking around what you saying.
You were trying
saying
to.
y'all
You
the
were trying
driving
to
force.
omit y'all
Y'all
from
is the
doing
staple.
that. It's people.
Man go to war because of woman.
No, y'all go to war off y'all patriarchal bullcrap ego.
See, patriarchy. That patriarchy is something that got started by a woman
You
who
think
didn't
so?
understand.
No. It sounded like y'all got butt hurt and was like, women have too much. We need to take over
How?
because
Who-
our egos.
whoever said that?
I don't know, but
When?
somebody in the past.
Go look up
That's
how
what
many.
it seemed like.
Go look up how many queens there were of England.
What's that? They're,
Like back way when it was Wessex and
doesn't
Sussex
a
and Merrick.
king usually have a queen
England.
and a queen usually have a king?
No. The daughters would inherit the crown and be in control. Like even
Okay.
right now, the Queen of England.
Okay.
The only reason her husband had got the name Prince was because he had like begged her to give him the name Prince. That's the only reason.
What's that
he
have
even
to
got
do with
that.
the patriarchal system of today?
Y'all talking about a patriarchy system, and I'm like, it's not really what y'all
Is it
think.
not patriarchal right now?
No. How?
Oh, it's not?
How?
The fact that they have this women equality stuff, where'd that come from?
Women?
Because of what?
Because some white house
stop
moms
it.
were bored. The white house moms were bored. Because guess who was working? The poor people were all working. Dad, mom, all them. They was the butlers and cooks and the housemaids and all them. Like it came from rich people. It came from rich people who didn't have anything else to do.
I can see that.
But I'm talking about the fact that women were seen below, and that's why we have the static we have now.
Women weren't ever seen below. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
There was that whole incident where women
you can't
couldn't
have
vote,
a queen
and women couldn't do
and
this.
women are seen below.
We're talking about America. We're not talking about England. Stay on topic.
You can't talk about one without the other.
We ain't talking about right now.
I'm telling you, you can't talk about one without the other.
Because you're talking about that, but I'm talking about this context.
One created the other, so you really can't talk about this one.
Well, bring them
without
together
talking about the
because you're
other.
separated. I
Because
need
the
you to
patriarchy
bring it.
came from over there.
Okay.
It didn't create itself over here.
Okay, I'm not talking about the origins of it. I'm talking about it actually.
Go ahead. Shoot. Women couldn't vote. Why couldn't women vote?
Because
they didn't own nothing.
And then they.
Why couldn't they own anything?
God.
Because they wanted to stay at home and be taken care of and take care of the kids.
No, it's not even
They
about
wasn't
they
forced to be
wanted
at
to.
home.
You didn't even let me finish because you keep interjecting.
Go ahead, shoot.
No, I'm
Shoot.
done. I'm tired.
Shoot.
You're exhausting.
I tried to end this like 20 minutes ago.
No. We was in the podcast, and now you want to end this.
I tried to end the podcast.
No, you tried to end the podcast. I brought the topic.
Yeah, and then we were having fun until he got mad. And
I
now
didn't get mad.
He
You're
didn't
the
get mad.
upset one.
I'm not mad.
upset.
I'm just tired. I don't want to talk about it no more
trying to
because I was
talk to
trying to
you.
get a point out, and you don't want me to get it out.
Get your
So
point.
I'm
What's your point?
tired.
Maybe
I
I'm
told you
missing it.
done.
I'll shut up.
No, you don't know how. We'll try again next week. Thank you for coming to Akki and Friends.
That's not how we're gonna end this podcast. You gonna get your point out. Come on. Get it out. Let me hear it.
Didn't he just tell you about people not doing something they want to do?
No, you complain about it. I want to know what the point is.
We will try again next week.
So back to what I was saying. Women, it's the rich women who caused all this in America and overseas because the movement was in both areas. That's why, like, you got to really understand history to understand where all this comes from. Like, when you really just go deep down the rabbit holes, you realize there really wasn't no issue in society until women wanted to be free of their husbands.
That's a different topic.
You said what? It
Those
all
are different
connects.
topics.
Everything connects.
But
The
they're
whole
all
chain.
separate. You can't merge them together.
The whole chain. It's a chain
They
reaction.
connect, but they have different segments.
It's
Just
a
like
domino.
when you,
It's a
just
slip-
like when you have a sentencing in the courthouse, they go through a list of indictments. They don't lump them all together. They list them out separately because they're separate.
Every indictment.
You have to talk
is a
about
domino.
them.
Every indictment comes from the same place, though.
Yeah,
It's
but
all
they
a
talk,
domino
but they
effect.
do it individually. You can't lump it together like that. And that's what you're trying to do.
You can
It's
lump all this
steps.
together.
It's steps.
It's
And
a
I was talking
domino
about
effect.
a specific step.
Okay. What specific?
And you talking about Queens of England.
What specific
No,
step?
did I not tell you
which
what
step
was
do you want
happening?
to talk about?
I'm done.
Okay. Whatever. You just like talking in circles, and I don't know why.
No, I stopped.
So then
The-
shut
the
up and
instant-
stop butting in. This is what we talking about.
Stop what?
Cam
What'd you
Newton
tell me
said,
to
shut
do?
up. This is what he be talking about.
No,
Women don't know
don't
how
try
to
to wrap
shut
that
up.
up. You told me
Nah,
to. And then you gonna use
I
Cam
told you
Newton.
shut up. I did. Because you don't know how to be
I
quiet.
tried to say bye.
I wasn't done. You can't say bye. This Akki and Friends.
Talk, Akki.
It's not Camille and Friends. It's not Camille and Akki. It's Akki and Friends because none of my friends are consistent. And I wasn't done because I had some more questions for Greg. How you gonna end my show? Can't believe this.
Just contradicting yourself. Go ahead.
Anyways, you said what? I'm done with you.
Talk to Greg.
Be quiet, Greg. So, Greg, did you take this into consideration with your first wife?
In terms of what he said?
No,
What?
your views and values of which, like who you are and
like now?
and the woman. Yeah.
I will say I have a better understanding now because I went through it than I did before, which is part of the issue why we shouldn't have got married to begin with. Should be told.
Y'all shouldn't have gotten married.
No, we shouldn't have.
I got
Honestly,
you.
we honestly shouldn't have.
That's real.
No, yeah, I got you. Some people come to realizations that they shouldn't be with people until,
They go through it and they're like, oh well, okay.
it's crazy. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't regret it. I just okay, it's what it is. It happened. I'm better because of it.
Yeah.
I better be invited to your second wedding.
I got you.
I was mad I wasn't invited to the first one, but I let it slide. I let it slide, Greg. I let it slide. I let it slide. Like how they be doing on the little videos. They be sliding.
Well, I appreciate that.
Did y'all ever see the one with the horse? The guy was riding the horse and he was like, hey, baby, and the horse was doing it.
I had to find that one.
It was funny. The horse was
No, I
doing
mean, I don't mind like that. For me personally, I don't mind. I'm not going to tell a woman to be quiet per se. I would. Well, I would. No. Well,
More power to you, Greg.
No, I mean, what I will say though is I don't do. I don't do just. I will say this: I'm all for different opinions. I like different opinions. I like being challenged on my own opinions because you might teach me something I didn't realize beforehand. I'm good with that. Like that's how we become better.
I agree.
I just not finna have it where it's like one sided no more. I let that happen too many times. I was too passive about how certain things should have went. I just kind of went along with a lot of stuff that happened because I just didn't really care. I didn't really see myself having a voice, which doesn't help anybody.
Like you avoided conflict kind of thing?
Partially.
Because I mean, I get it. Like, especially if that person's not gonna understand. So it's like, why waste my breath?
No, I mean, no. I think the problem is when you do that, you kind of unintentionally send a message they cannot understand.
Huh?
When you don't confront with somebody, you are intentionally telling them that they're not able to understand what's going on.
You're saying when you don't confront it, you intentionally are telling them.
You send the wrong message.
You're enabling, right?
It's not enabling. It's more so of I put it like this: if I have an issue with you, but I never say nothing, what I'm telling you is you're not able to solve conflict when you probably the best at it.
Huh? I got lost.
Okay, it's what you not saying something is saying something at the same time.
That's why I boiled it down to, like, if you don't confront me, then I'm gonna keep doing it. So I'm enabled to keep doing that behavior.
But that too, yeah. But that's far to. Yeah, that's as you should, as you should, because if you don't see a problem, how can you fix it?
Yeah.
What I was saying was, you're in the sense you're discrediting the other person because you gotta give them a chance to actually fix the problem. You can't tell them you can't not tell them it's a problem, and then guys sometimes be like, well, they never did this, they never did that, but how can they?
Because you never brought it up.
Because I never brought it up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can't fix something that you don't know exists.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
That's why that's why right now I only say so much about what happened between me and my ex-wife, because maybe a few issues probably been solved had I said something.
Mm-hmm.
We probably wouldn't end the divorce anyways, because just at the core we wouldn't be together. But had I said a few things, then
how long were y'all dating?
About 3 years, 2-3 years.
Okay.
We were 2-3 years dating, married for like 2.
Interesting.
So
Why y'all what made you ask her to get married?
At that time I thought I was good. I thought I knew what I wanted at that time.
I got you.
That was 5 years ago me.
Yeah.
Now today me would have been like, oh no, we can't do this. Today me was like, we're not doing this.
I think as we get older, I think 30 is like a better age to get married at.
No, it is definitely.
I don't know. What do you think?
30, I think I said before. I feel like 30, especially in our society now,
like
the way it's structured, 30s is when you find yourself. 30s is when you're like, okay, like, I see the world, I see how I fit in it, and it's like, okay, I can finally get in the driver's seat. Where before you're just playing catch up, you're just trying to figure stuff out. So it's just like, yeah, when you find yourself and you're
doing stuff because society tell you that what you should be doing.
Yeah, things start to make sense, and you can make better decisions because you're actually making full decisions instead of just trying to keep up with the Joneses. So yeah, I agree.
How old were you when you got married?
28, 29.
I got you. Not 30. Got you. No, I mean it makes. I think now like
I got my growth because of the divorce.
Yeah.
You either gonna grow one or two ways. You're gonna grow because you fell off, or you're gonna grow because you stayed on. Either way, you're gonna grow.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, but it's okay.
I think I get what you're saying.
I didn't. I can assume, but I'm not.
You're either gonna hit your head, and you hitting your head, you're gonna realize like, hey, I can change and turn into a better person, or you're gonna ride for so long that you're gonna it's just gonna click, and then you're gonna be like, oh no, I need to turn into a better person.
So basically, being forced versus choosing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You either gonna thank you. That's a better way. Mm-hmm. So you either gonna naturally change, or you're gonna forcefully change. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to be forced to change.
Life's gonna either smack you. I mean, most people get smacked to change.
But you learn the most from your failures.
You know,
you learn way more from a failure from a win.
Honestly, it's been I'm in a better headspace now, and it's crazy enough because I think even me like doing this whole full time, small business thing, which is why I just can't seem to go back to 9 to 5. Is I'm in a much better headspace. Mm-hmm. I'm not on edge every day waiting for someone to tell me that I'm gonna get fired. I'm out to fire myself. I want to have that choice for me. Mm-hmm. I can wake up and choose. Okay, I guess I'm not gonna work today. I know the consequences of the action. I'm good with it. I'm chill today. And I may plan those days.
Chill today.
I've been playing days. I was like, you know what? I ain't doing no work today. I know what that means, but I'm good.
Yeah,
I ain't
you gotta
tripping.
follow.
I'm
what's going
gonna
on.
stick with it. And but it was good because it was once I found a ground level of what I need to do, I started figuring stuff out. That's what divorce got me at the very least. Mm-hmm. Plus, I moved back home and got much better relationship with my folks now, anyways.
Yeah.
So it all worked itself out. I hate that I had to start from ground zero basically to do it, but
But hey, that strong foundation go a long way.
It is what it is. I'm not finna call my ex-wife and be like, hey, F you did this to me. No, that's what it is. Like,
Thank God y'all didn't have kids.
Oh, I'm debating that if I even
clean cut.
Yeah, it is.
I
Clean
don't
cut.
know, honestly.
What you mean?
What?
Cause we almost had a kid.
But almost don't count.
I know.
It ain't here.
It's not. Unfortunately, I have to live with that.
But there's healing in that, and there's lessons in that.
Greg saying, unfortunately, man, boy, I tell you, Greg.
What's that?
Nothing.
You can have more.
Count your blessings, buddy. Count your blessings.
No. I get the plus side of that. Trust me, because the less times I got with, I'm good. That's somebody else's headache. That's how I look at it.
Excuse me.
Ain't my headache no more. I ain't got to deal with that. Cause I'm good with that.
Right. Anything else interesting, guys? Anything else happen?
I'm good.
Yo, no. Camille, you learned new blister treatments?
No. Thank you.
You didn't say bye or anything. You can't.
I said it twice already. The third, I'm tired.
No, you gotta say. You
bye.
never do. No, stop. Do your.
Bye.
No, do the real one.
Bye, bitch. I said, buh. I'm tired.
Tell people bye. Thank y'all for coming to Akki Friends.
Bye.
I hate her. This is gonna be I hope this is the screenshot. Come on, Greg.
Oh, thank God. This is good timing.